because there was something that came in. It was like, it was like the rap, like oh yes, nobody is. You gotta take your time with things. And the last thing is you have to have a red light bulb. It's called a love lamp.
Okay.
So you do that, you lock the door, lock the kids out, and y'all two get it popping. And the soundtrack. It's the soundtrack to your sex life. I'm just ordaining that because I know.
Can we just change the top bulb?
Yeah, you just change the bulb.
Red.
You get a red light, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
we should try that.
Yeah.
I was good looking, so.
Yeah, trust me.
10 years.
The neighbors will be walking by tomorrow night with the red lights on.
Oi.
Really?
Oi. Oh man, where's my writer?
Because you're launching the album.
Yes.
Now, are you
Where's my lighter? Where's my
Are
lighter?
you going to have a big launch party?
Of course.
Where's my lighter?
Of course.
Of course, we'll keep party.
I can't find one.
A big launch party.
We have a party for everything.
You do have a party.
We have a party for Tuesday.
But the launch party
Friday.
I can't find nothing.
I'm getting it. The launch party in New York, didn't the fire brigade have to come?
Check all
And not in
my
a good way.
leaves,
Like, wasn't it actual
all
fire?
my pants,
They usually come.
everything.
Damn. Didn't somebody catch on fire?
Oh, at the last party.
Yes.
How did you forget something like that?
He has a lot of parties. He was down to that.
A lot of things I'm in these parties, but he had a bathtub in the bathroom at the party in the bathtub in the jacuzzi with the strippers. One of the strippers' hair got caught on fire. Because of candles.
Thank God she was in a jacuzzi. You know what's gone wrong. Did anyone smell a stripper burning?
That was some good hands right there. I caught that. That was some football hands right there. I can't lie. That was pretty good.
You have a butler. Isn't that? Don't you have a butler?
Yeah.
Yeah. Trust me, not many people do.
I got it from watching movies about London. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that y'all have butlers over here, so I said I need to get one.
And now, because Britain is about laws.
All right, man. Let's read these last couple tweets before we're gonna break for lunch. We're not going anywhere. It says what happened. So this is after basically hid in the bushes. No. This is actually the Comstock department. Terry says that Cassie came back, fully covered up her face. Sean came in, tried to get in, hit the door with a hammer. They called D-Rock. Didn't get in. They said no. The police came. So what happened? Cassie even showed them her ID and nothing happened. They left the car, and AUSA says, read this message. You see the attachment? Morgan says, yes.
Man, did it, man. He done. Go ahead, take your time, do your time, man. That's it, that's all.
And they turned that car into the cops.
Oh, wow.
What the hell going on?
Okay.
Yeah. That's right, homie. That's right. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real.
Going on,
I
bro.
never seen got my foot on.
Just a heads up.
The big homie that I'll be talking to in the bed, he come throw his arm around it. Hey,
There
man,
be
holla at
shit
you, man.
going
And he
on.
take me over there to the table with all the down rules, and they like 10 deep at the table.
It appears that these witnesses are going to go by quick. No one should take another day on this Jamie. But
I ain't got my official foot on. So,
Shut your ass up.
They got me at the table. Get the Tallahassee prison, you feel me? Figure out what you finna do, bro.
From south, east, west, and hill, no, dang, y'all already know how it's gonna go. Into the ones on their first time log in.
In the Gilligan zone.
Milk TV. Go ahead and smash that subscribe and that like button for me. Now let's go.
What's the deal? What's the deal?
Desk, and they saying that it might qualify for a Gilligan of the day because an adult speaks on how he joined the street gang in prison. So we gonna go. Let's log in and see what's the script. Come on.
That's the script. Ain't nothing else to say. That's the script.
Tallahassee prison is the same place where that situation just took place with
Tory Lanez.
So we were watching TV one time. You know what I'm saying?
Look how you looked at him. S and
And I'm
Y.
telling them my whole little history, my grandpa from Lewis Park, and they're like, hell yeah, right, that's right, homie, that's right. But you know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real with I ain't never officially got my foot on.
the big homie that I be talking to in the vet, he come throw his arm around me. Hey, bro, let me holler at you, man. Then he take me over there to the table with all the moves, and they like 10 deep at the table.
Wow.
I'm like, look, bro, you need to find who you gonna be under.
Yep.
And you need to see what car you gonna ride with. I'm like, well, y'all already know my situation. I've been claiming Paru.
Y'all know my situation.
So bam. They got me at the table.
Oh,
They,
damn.
you need to figure out what you're gonna do, bro. You know,
That
you
nigga say y'all know my situation.
And then
Say
the homie just say some real
less.
shit. Like, bro, you grew up in our area. You grew up, you know,
Say
some of my
less.
homies. You went to school with them at a young age. You know what I'm saying? You just know, like, you need to be like when you're closer to the home.
Say
So
less.
bam. So
Chickamowski.
I'm not
Say
far
less
from Bompton.
shoes.
You know what I'm
Check
saying?
them
It's in
out,
my
Ski.
head. I know
These
when
my
I get
own
out, I
designs.
know Bompton streets.
Yes,
Like, I
sir.
know going through
I
Pomona.
won
Like,
once
I know
already.
going
They
through
straight.
Chino, going through Montclair up.
Need to say less.
He can't say,
Coming
Compton,
gold and
you
black,
gotta say
160.
Compton,
My first
but he
shoes.
can say Chino.
My
He can
first
say
personally
Chino.
designed
Like, if you don't
shoes.
say, I don't know the streets of Bompton like I know the streets of Beano Hills. Why you ain't saying Beano Hills? Why you saying Chino? If you could say Chino Hills, you could say Compton. But if you can't say Compton and you saying Bompton, why you saying Chino? Why you not saying Beano Hills?
I know all that shit like this. Going through Bompton, I don't know streets. You feel me? Okay, so look, bro. So bam, after we get done politicking, and I'm like, yeah, I tell the big homie like, yeah, I'm gonna go under you. I'm gonna be your little homie. You feel me? He like, you know, you just need to make sure when you get out that you really tap in with us when you get out. You feel me? Stay loyal to your word. I told you I've been banging Paru, you feel me, since 14. I'm used to saying, oh, what Paru you from? I'm saying all of them. You feel me? That's just how I was raised.
Nigga, that don't make no sense.
Bro, you been banging Paru since 14, but you don't know the Bompton streets at all?
Nah, he
You don't
lying.
know nothing
He
about the
lying.
Bompton streets. But you've been banging it since 14 and your grandpa from Loomis Park. Stop it. And you didn't grow up. You was not raised to say, oh, I'm from all of them.
Nope.
You wasn't,
No,
bro.
he
Nah.
wasn't.
Now you got that from the Hoovers. Or, you know, you got that from like some Crips that said that, bro. You wasn't raised to say that. Bro.
Hell no.
But you couldn't really say no specific gang. You had
You
to
ain't
say
run no
all of them.
gang.
You thought you was out squirting somebody like saying, oh, I'm from all of them. I ain't gonna say I'm from one specific Paru, because I ain't got put on.
Mm-hmm.
I used to talk back when I was 13, 14 years old, especially with this Paru thing. You feel me? So bam, that's just what I used to say. So me just like going from one Paru to another is not no big thing to me. You feel me? And then really being able to go see my peoples when I get out. That was the main thing. And not only was my big homie in there, I had two other homies in there, you feel me? That I got introduced to, and he introduced me to them. And like, yeah, when Bud get out, he's gonna be coming over here, you feel me? So
Man.
it's kind of like the same program. I just had to go over there to my area and just really learn about what was going on.
Look, the way I was raised up, and what I just sit here
He out of his
heard
mind.
him describe, that's looked down upon on. That's
Yep.
considered weak.
Yep.
What I don't understand is how you been claiming power since you was 14
Yep.
on the streets. You got a grandpa from Ludus Park, Paru. Your grandpa for sure had a residence in the Ludus Park, Paru at one point in time.
Yep.
I don't know if they owned the house or whatever, but he had a residence over there. I am pretty sure. So you never went over there? How you don't know the Bompton
Move.
streets, homie? You've been
Move.
banging since 14. So you had to be around some other people that probably was claim banging like you. They
Why
probably
you losing
got
hair
put
around
on
your
somewhere
butt?
on the streets. Why you didn't? I don't
It
understand.
ain't even that hot out
You
here.
want me to sit here and act like this is okay? This is not okay.
Yeah, he
That
can't. You
happened around
can't,
my way,
man.
If
Ain't no way in hell
None
you
of
can get
my
away
homies
with I'm
wanted
from
to
all
do
of them. Paru say that even the blood. I'm from all of them. You crazy as hell. That's a nigga be like, man, where you from? Stop playing games.
Like you basically would become a crash test dummy.
Show Will, he's
In all
crashing.
actuality,
Yes,
that's
you're
all
crash.
would
You
be.
have to.
I'm not saying
Nobody
this
knows
is
you. You
not
gotta crash.
normal kind of
You have to
like
crash.
this happened, homie. I know.
As soon as they tell you, you can't even say
in
no.
my community.
You
I
can't
won't
even
say no
debate it.
names.
You
There
know
used to be some other areas, and people know. But like I just described, homie, they low key like crash test dummies, and I'm just being real. If you meet my homies in the pen, you are a dark man.
In the pit.
Obviously, you don't have no real history. You don't know nobody. It ain't like you saying You from Pyro, but you actually done been on Spruce Street.
Then he
You
said
go
Bob
on
it,
Spruce
and he don't know no
You
streets
done
big.
congregated and
Oh
hung around
man,
people all over
they
there.
play game.
Your face wasn't known. Nobody knew you, homie.
See, that's one of
You
the
was
things
plain
you
banging
don't
Pomona,
release to
Montclair,
the internet.
Upland.
You telling that
was
story
banging out
just
there.
made
Y'all
you go
think
from
was
here
banging into
to
any actual
zero.
Pyro or they allies.
Talking about I'm from
Like,
all over.
I would
Nigga.
never sit here and just say
Nigga.
it's okay. Now I'm not
Turn
just
your
saying
black ass
he was
around
a
and try it
buster.
again.
I'm not saying that he's a hook because of this, but like I said, it's looked down upon him. It is considered weak, homie. Like
That's what I said. He
you was
went
banging
from
that
up
hard, and you was telling
to
people,
down,
"Oh, I'm
telling
from
that
all
story.
Pyro."
You should have never told that story.
How come you never went?
He should have died with that story.
Pyro setting got put on.
He should have died with
How
that story.
come nobody that was around you tried to promote you?
Never.
You wasn't around no other
When he was
bloods,
14,
no other Pyro.
nobody wanted you.
They didn't try to promote you. That's how the game goes.
Yep, they'll
If
pick
a
you up.
nigga out here,
If you
and
doing
they
it like
see somebody
that,
that's low-key
since the
active,
halls,
you know, they
You doing this since the halls? Somebody would recruit, especially that nigga Lucky.
They gonna try to
Lucky
promote
and
They
Black
gonna try to say,
Black
hey,
from my
hey,
Paru,
hey,
he had super
hey,
hands.
hey, you from
So
the
he didn't have
set.
no problem
They
mobbing a
gonna want
nigga.
them to be from the
He'll
set. They
gladly
gonna try
put
to
you on the
promote
mob.
Like I said,
Gladly.
not really.
And you gonna crash with him.
For people to
He's gonna crash. It's just a matter of time.
put on a
Black
street
blood,
game
Black
in
blood crash.
prison, but it is
He
look
will crash on the
bro.
I seen that nigga crash on the
It's
fucking
looked down, like if you
on the
was
deputies. Black
and
blood
he
from
went to
mob.
prison and he joined like
Black Dante.
DGF.
Yeah,
or-
Dante.
You know,
That
like
nigga
a
crashed on the
black prison
police.
gang,
I was like,
that
this
probably
nigga, yeah.
would have been a little different to me. I'll be like, okay, you been in there, you didn't bang, you joined the prison gang. Oh well, cool. Salute to you or whatever, but like
Yeah, you lost major points getting put on in prison. I don't even know what to say to you.
Pressed up on me. I was gonna tell you I was from all Pyro.
Yeah, you didn't tell nobody you from all Pyrus. You ain't from LA saying no shit like that.
You.
Nigga, how you gonna say
You
from
didn't
all
make your
Pyrus
name
and all the
no
Pyrus
Pyrus,
ain't even cool like that? Burn.
So you end up going to prison and you end up letting a blood from Pomona
Yep.
promote you.
In prison. Say that
You
again.
didn't even go nowhere close to your grandpa or your uncle.
In San
Like you
Bob.
didn't go to Bompton.
And you don't know the
You didn't
streets.
go to Bompton because you didn't know the Bompton streets.
He didn't know
But you
the
knew the
streets.
streets of Chino Hills. Mr. Blood. Shouldn't you be saying,
See, he took my
Chino
dad
Hills,
word. Mr.
Bompton,
Gang member.
Chino Hill. Like, come
He
on,
called
bro.
him Mr.
What's
Gang
really
member.
going on? See, you
When they
really
do
don't
shit
know
like that, he
all
like,
the
look
script
at Mr. Gang member.
because you got promoted in prison. You got
R.I.P. Pops.
Man,
Mr. Gang member. All right, Mr.
How
Gang
did you
member.
put on?
I used to love the way he said
How
that
did they
shit.
put you on?
All right.
prison, bro?
Mr. Gang member. I started dying
How
laughing.
did they put
Me
you
and the
on?
homies are roast you for that Mr. Gang member
Man, I
shit.
started thinking all types of shit. That's why you can't do stuff like that, bro. I would have told them, I'm running with the power rules, but man, I'm waiting till I go back on the outs to get put on. If that's the case, I'm not joining in prison. I'm still getting active in prison. I'm
Yeah,
still
but I'm not joining.
paying power rules.
I do it in the halls. I would say I would do it in the halls.
But I'll wait till I get on the outs. And then
I would probably do it in the halls, but I would have to
No,
live
I
over
gotta
there.
get
It
out
wouldn't be
and
no
go over there.
surprise.
Mona with
Like,
my
oh, I don't know this guy. I don't know nobody over here. Hell no.
No.
Crazy.
You don't. If you know one or two, you don't know all them people over there, fool. You gonna be like an outcast. Ain't nobody gonna know
Fucking with you.
Ain't nobody really gonna wanna mess with you.
Duh.
Because you got all these face piercings.
See?
That's why I told y'all how Bosco got his ass
Y'all put
whooped.
on in prison.
That's
Like I
how
said,
Bosco
that's
got
to
his
the-
ass whooped.
To the people in the
That was
street.
around. He just
That's like
got
some
put on maybe a
you know,
year.
on
That's
the
why they whooped Bosco
outside,
ass like that.
They don't want
Didn't
you
nobody
going
know
to
that
prison
boy? Didn't
and
nobody
going
take
to
Bosco
prison gang.
serious?
You feel me? Like,
Are you
heard of
serious?
No cuts, like you feel
That's
me?
why he got whooped
We
out like that.
Don't consider
Duh.
that shit tough.
He just
To go
telling
to
you right
prison
now what I
and
said a
join
long
the
time
free
ago.
gang,
If
or
niggas don't know you,
join the gang
they
later
gonna whoop
on
you
the
out
street, you go to
and treat you
prison,
like
go to
ain't the
prison
homie
gang.
because it ain't no repercussions. They don't know your
It is
family.
Like,
You ain't got no
it is
homies.
what it is.
Your
bro.
homies is our homies, and we grew up with
Negative
them.
5.9.
That's why they do it to you, because they can get away with it.
Because the way you acting like you was just turned up, banging all power rules. When the
He
eyes
said,
were
"Hey,
right
all
run
power
up
rules."
on you, then how you didn't get promoted on the streets?
Yeah.
How you didn't make your way to the Bompton streets of Lewis Park,
In the
where your
halls.
grandpa was at, and get put on?
In the halls. That would have been better.
Huh?
or a better story to tell on the internet.
If nobody knew you, you wasn't going that hard.
Yeah, you
It's
can.
crazy, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah,
Like
it
I
is what
said,
it
that
is.
shit don't really make him like a hook or a bust.
No, it just, bruh. Why'd
It's
you? It just
not
make you
nothing
want to
to
ask
brag
him like,
about.
why'd you
Like,
do it?
It's just not.
You gotta ask him questions like, why did you do
that
it?
shit not tough. Like,
Yeah,
no,
like
you should
you
get
didn't
it
grow
out
up with us,
yourself.
nigga. Like, what
But
the
you
fuck?
know, you had to get it out eventually because you heard me.
Yeah, cause
You
niggas
know
know.
who I am.
Niggas know.
Even though I would have found out anyway
Ooh.
and let the world know. So you like, man, I gotta go on and say this before Milk get it, and you know, man, he gonna apply pressure on me like I'm a Gilligan. That's probably what he was saying, tripping and shit. So he had to get on an interview and expose his own shit. So y'all let me know what y'all think, bro. Is it okay or not? What do y'all feel? And look, don't be no unsubscribe return viewer. No more, for real. Go ahead and hit that subscribe and that like button. Or you gonna land in a gallon of Gilligan juice in the pond right now, bro. I'm out of here.
I fuck with Bill just because he came back. I don't know where he was. I think he was like I think he was like a rehab or something. Can I get a shout out? Can I get a shout out? What the fuck are those Michael Jackson 25s? You call it that. That means they fly.
You just did me a crazy.
Michael's got loafers. Hey, you want to see the other ones too? Hold on. Let me turn this water off.
Ain't no real.
Lasky.
You just did me a favor.
Yeah.
What it do, but that's it. Dallas Harness. What it do, Ski? Florida main team. Aiden got you fighting.
I made
soon.
these.
When's the next fight? What's up, Ninja Turtle? Nah, I don't think I'm fighting on I'm a
I designed these.
platform after I
These are
seen
first
them
Say Less
with
shoes.
Adrian Broner.
I spent a little dollar on it, you know, just for promo, Divo.
Imagine that being.
I gotta get them in my size first. I can't promote no shoes and say, oh, these the Say Less number ones. You know what I mean? These gonna be the ones. I'm gonna just call them ones. So you'll know how to order.
In the real way.
1, 2, 3, 4. I do it for the special needs niggas. You feel me? Like when I sell my
I'm
food,
black and highly
I do the
favored
picture and the words.
in the real.
I do it for the
way,
smart
though,
people
man.
and the not so smart people.
We about to do
What up,
training in a second.
What up, though?
Aaron, did you do
At
wrestling
everyone?
in high school?
Nickel Jr.
Bro, I don't even know what kind of
Hi.
where you would get that from.
Did you subscribe? Hi.
Much love, motivate me, bro.
Did you like Hi? Come on now, Nickel boy.
Yeah, Nate Diaz.
Come on, Nickel boy.
209, I'm from 209.
Oh yeah, even the strings sparkle. Forgot to tell y'all that. Even the strings sparkle.
What you think of Erica Mean?
Yeah.
I think Erica
Yeah.
think
These are my first ones I made.
you still do plumbing? No. I don't do plumbing anymore.
Yes, sir.
How many push-ups can you do in a row? Only 3. You rush that Paul and make it happen.
He said, how many push-ups can you do? 3. The troll, you gotta troll them. They gonna troll, you gotta troll them.
Chris
He
Brown
said,
said
how many
back in
push-ups can you do?
2006, that was
3.
back. When you
3.
start posting content.
Nah, he doing good. He don't need to post content. He finna have a fight.
I'm gonna bounce out.
He get more publicity for that.
Stand for it.
But yeah, I respect him though, man. Somebody got up under him.
Yeah, short form.
And the plumber, that's my boy. So I gotta speak well on him. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna see you crash out.
Shit, he said, fuck all that backyard bully brawling and shit.
He can get a bag now.
He's known to crash, so they can sell him. He's marketable. So now, since they know he's marketable and he's done what he's done already, that's what they want him to do. You know, when the fighters go face each other face to face, and then one of them end up slapping the other one. Remember, like how oh boy, that white boy did Tyson when they came for the weigh-in, and then Tyson he stepped on Tyson's feet and Tyson slapped the shit out of him.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, but that's key. It's time. To get busy. Let me get busy. In a real way. Oh, excuse me.
This is all your hair. You know that, right? That's where all your hair from your butt been going, right on this
Time
floor.
to get busy.
I don't know why you shedding like that. I don't like when you look like that. Looks like you on drugs or something. In a real right.
Oh, man. Are you?
In a real way.
Oh, I'm feeling great. How are you?
Who was doing all that hollering in the background?
Yeah. Got that.
Oh yeah, before we get done playing about that.
All right. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I need it.
Yeah, I'm saying. That's how you get that train on, man. He finna get that bag. That bag of rum. Real talk, he finna get paid. You know what I'm saying? I hate when that nigga phone be doing this though. His shit go straight to mute. That's what Sharp should be doing too. Sharp will have a full-fledged lie, and Sharp won't say nothing for 10 minutes. I hate that shit. And he don't even know his phone off. That's how you get your bag though. And I know one thing for sure, the conversation he having is not for the viewers. And I know Whack 100, I don't know what's what. If Aaron the Plumber do decide to go to them boys on you, your shit is online. You cannot lie and say that wasn't you and you didn't make those threats. You're done. You one of them boys that's gonna have to take a deal. But before you do that, you gonna pay him. But y'all paid him. What y'all did do was y'all paid him to take that spit on me video down when Donut actually spit on him. And then y'all took it down because it was showing a blatant assault. No matter how nobody want to take it, that's a goddamn assault on live. But then I seen some other goofy shit, right? Checking out these Gilligan's Island boys. And I finally seen them actually catch this little fade. But I seen a little bit of it. I can't watch it all because they both some Gilligans. But we're going to see what Aiden Ross had going on before old boy was shooting up the building and all that. Real talk.
I used to like them till I kids. Bro, what the fuck are we watching?
Here we go.
Are they even gonna try out?
Here we go. It's the first round of the Goofies.
Wait, hold on. Same thing out here, the kick that they play. This some bullshit.
He said this some bullshit.
Like that. Oh, what would you do? Uppercut? You bet.
He said uppercut. This the Island Boy Gilligans. You should have heard they kick off how they were talking bad about each other. He's always asking mom to use her debit card. You fucking broke. Like, nigga, shut your white ass up.
Yeah! He fight like two girls. That nigga's shit. Y'all quit that pity pat shit.
He said quit that. And he tried to knee him. He tried to knee bro. Damn, that's your own brother. You tried to knee him. He said I'm gonna beat the shit out there, boy.
Get some bullshit.
You already know. Bring it. That old Charlie Mac. Bringing old Charlie. He's the ultimate troll. He said, "One of y'all get disqualified."
Say, one of y'all get disqualified. Oh, hell no.
This shit is goofy. Hey, don't this remind y'all of Bosco and Nina Boy? Well, actually, Bosco and Nina Boy wasn't even swinging though. Bosco and Nina Boy was they was temperature checking the whole time. Yeah, they on some WWE shit. This shit bullshit.
I like it. I think they're trying.
Straight Gilligan.
Chad, what do y'all think? I think they're trying.
I'm glad they got that hair out their head, man. That shit was not flawed, man. They were just trying too hard. You begging for it, too. And they got it. They got it, though.
But this is some bullshit. Oh! Yeah, I know. I'm going to sue you for that shit. I would have taken. Your hands is illegal to punch at a civilian.
He said it's illegal.
You know that? The law. She is the law. You lying to me? Not no motherfucker with no trained professional hands, motherfucker. All right. I want to see a knockout here.
What? A knockout? They arms don't even scream knockout. He said, why does everybody hate me? He said, why does everybody hate them?
I used to like them till I kids. Man, shit.
It's some real life goofy shit. I think the one with the gold gloves, he the older brother. The younger brother got the black hair with the fro. I don't even know their real names. I just know Island Boys. That's all I know, Island Boys. I don't know nothing about these weird
niggas. Oh my God! You got it. This is cyberbullying.
He said cyberbullying.
Neon, I think you could actually be on. You watch it. I might like it. See, you still off. You do it? Oh God. Say, what are y'all baby?
Look at him, gassed out. They gassed. Yeah, older brother trying to go in on him.
Yeah, man.
Man, you can't do that.
Neon's gonna fight the other one. You fight the other one. Acting, yeah. Keep taking one out of that. Try me some. Take it. Yeah, you gotta pull up to yo. You need to. I ain't losing to the motherfucker named Island Boy. That man with tattoos. What's up, brother? Oh. Because I made a mistake. Sorry, Brody. Wait, so I'll get Brody hits me, we can sue him. Like a motherfucker.
Wow.
Yeah. Man, you know how many Mike Tyson
Yeah, he gave
had
a
to pay out?
flavor.
A whole bunch of them boxing niggas had to pay. And shit, yeah. Matter of fact, antagonize him. Make him hit you. Make him mad.
Come on.
Man, don't let him chomp you like that. Nah, how about don't let him chomp like we'll jump that motherfucker nephew. You man, don't let him man. Yeah, pump my nephew. Yeah, say whatever you want. Now he's on their feet, bro. Yeah. The crazy fucks know how to sell, bro. They know what they're doing. They do. Yeah. And you know what you're doing too, fucker. Okay, here we go. Round 3 for the entertainment on brand risk. Oh! Again! Punch him again! I'll talk shit, they can hear you. Fuck. Come on, Oblivion and Slim, my bad. Yeah, we want to see them more, yeah.
He said Oblivion.
This is something. I keep telling you that.
Look, the ref ain't even paying attention to him.
Boy, they been, I'm gonna uppercut him every time he lays here.
He was finna put his hands in his pocket. Man, that ref was finna put his hands in his pocket.
I can't wait either. Yeah, I can't wait. We've been whispering all the time. Yeah, he better not fight. Can I be a water boy? Yeah, you sure can. You're gonna fight. You know water boy. Okay, that. We'll do it each other. We can each other. Cat, don't let Neon back out. Put that with the chat. You wanna see it?
Hey, you know what? Fuck it, I'll trade Neon out.
Yeah, that's weird.
Oh! He banging him out. Yeah, he gave him 2 good ones. 2 good ones. Back to back. Yeah, he served him. He served him. He served him with them 2. He served him.
2 sisters should not be fighting each other. Y'all stop this right now, girl. This is not ladylike. Y'all stop it now.
Yo, even his team's laughing at him. His team. Charleston the W. Hey!
Make it.
Yeah, they burnt out for this. At least they getting it though. At least they getting it. Yeah, they really had smoke. Yeah, they really had some smoke. I can't lie to you. For them to be brothers, they banging it out. I ain't gonna cap. This is way better than Bosco shit. Way 10 times. Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I can't complain. It was. It was. I'm glad I came to this. It's better than a lot of people fighting.
Hey.
We're gonna get to this EBK J-Bo. The YN's trying to shoot his video up.
People understand that the most dangerous day on that toilet is these coming up. It will be lethal. Somebody will die. Y'all be cool.
They just announced the NBA YoungBoy tour tickets or whatever, and they got EBK J-Bo as the best. I'm not going to that. Like, no shade, people in the Bay Area don't know how to act. Just like how they just did that shit with Rod Wave. Imagine NBA YoungBoy and EBK J-Bo. Like, they're finna be, Annie's finna be doing hella shit. Like, you go to that, you probably
She said they're gonna be doing hella shit.
So I'm gonna just get a flight to LA or something, because what? And that's really,
She said,
because I really know it's
what?
gonna be some shit. She's gonna be hella bipping, hella shit. Like, the sack one.
She said hella bipping. They gonna be breaking the niggas'
I
whips.
love my life. I don't know. Y'all
She
don't
said
know
they gonna be hella bipping.
If you can be a young boy though, and you can J-Bo, they finna be acting ass. Like, I know them. They finna be I might go. Hold on.
I ain't gonna go. Hold on.
YN, so I ain't going there. Can't get after $30,000.
She say she love her life more than the YNs. Yeah, so they announced NBA YoungBoy going on tour, and he got some interesting dates, bro, on the tour. The people, you hear them, they worried, you know what I'm saying? And for good reason. Yeah, they don't know how to act at a lot of these little new concerts and shit, and we already know it's hella like funk going on or whatever, how you, J-Bo, whatever, you know, who they associate with, they got what they got going on. NBA, he got what he got going on.
I bet, hey listen, I bet you all type of money, right? If YB and Quando come through a show, they not leaving Chicago.
Damn.
What's that?
He said, yeah, it's not leaving Chicago.
So whoever even promote that, man, they know what's going on, man.
Young boy too, man. It's so.
The difference is we would be running real.
They gonna cancel it before they get here.
As far as like, cause he supposed to be going to Chicago too, bro.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? NBA YoungBoy supposed to be performing in Chicago. Let's get into it.
Young boy, don't go to Chicago, boy. You don't go to Chicago. Don't go to Chicago. I ain't gonna lie, young boy. Somebody gonna get hurt if you go to Chicago, bro. EBK J-Bo, you is now at war with Chicago now.
That's fucked
Since you
up.
wanna go on tour with,
That's fucked
then you know you were hot talking that too. You talk hot. Let me
He said
tell
you
y'all
talk
something.
hot too.
Stop to not seeing Chicago when it.
And he kind of tied into. I wouldn't say
He
he's
said
tied
you
into
talk hot
politics,
too.
but he do be on certain niggas out there in Chicago. We seen he brought Von on 1700
Yeah, Von on
to
1700.
stock.
Just take it out my mouth.
Man, right now in Stockton, man. New York, we got Chirac in the building, and we got Cali in the building, man. So look, I ain't gonna cap. It's only right, man. We gotta teach you. And we got what, Sacramento in the building. The big one, not the little one. So look, we all gotta get sturdy together, though, man. I just gotta hit it. Look, hit it, right? Well, so you gotta hit that motherfucker too,
It's crazy though. Man, shit, we on Bellevue this Bellevue right now. I ain't been in the
Hey, hold on, man. We on Pony right now. This Crow Valley though. This ain't. This my.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know who Von be with or where but I
said
did.
I ain't been in the hood forever.
I don't know, bro. I don't know
Locked
who Von is close to out there, Chicago or whatever have you, but you know, yeah. They putting the PSA out there like, bro, be careful. Nigga, you try to click it, buddy, and think this shit's sweet. This shit ain't sweet.
That gangster, y'all not seeing them, man. Y'all not seeing them. And you just went and stood next to YoungBoy, you gonna go to Chicago? I guarantee you something happened to EBK J-Bo when he go to Chicago. He get shot at or something like that. You standing next to that boy, you gotta get touched.
Yep.
D-Baby not gonna get.
It sound like some hater shit too, right? But we know Chicago's fuck. You see what they just did to Brandon Buckingham, cameraman, bro? The nigga who be doing the little vlogs and shit, bro, then they took his whole head off out. They don't care if you shooting the camera or whatever. They on you.
Cause he too out the way, he too low key. But EBK J-Boy, he wanna go to the trenches. EBK J-Boy a hothead, he wanna be outside, he wanna go to the trenches. It ain't gonna be none of that. He wanna be outside, he not no who trying to go and be quiet and sit down. Like, nah, he trying to link with folks. I'm guaranteeing you that. And he make drill music, he loves Chicago. But you picked the wrong to go tour with, cause Chicago on that. I bet you EBKJ don't even pop out to the Chicago show. He probably don't even pop out to that show.
Oh, no. You got the Drake's Drake's popping up at the show. And it's because, see, when Von slid to Stockton, they made sure he was right. He was out there with the Drakes. Floaties, hella shit. It was hella shit out there. So I feel like the favor should be returned. And it will be. Because they finna be walking timid around them. Oh boy, wherever they go. And I wonder how he supposed to be going to this. I guess it's for work, right? I thought he was on probation or whatever. I don't know.
NBA YoungBoy probably not even gonna pop out to the Chicago show. They gonna shut that down until you let them talking about. Oh, they gonna shoot it up. No, y'all not. Because if y'all was gonna do that, y'all wasn't gonna say nothing. So to the person who said he gonna shoot up NBA YoungBoy's show, no, you not. You capping. It might do, but you ain't gonna have nothing to do with it. My boy, you feel what I'm saying? Come on, man, stop it. Y'all would have just did that if that's how he was gonna move for
You gotta stop antagonizing these youngsters. You know they don't got no problem with putting a business online and then going to handle a business. Or vice versa, whichever way. Go handle a business and then put it online. You know they don't got no problem with that.
Come first.
So I mean, but yeah, I definitely think it's dangerous, bro. I think this shit is like every date that they got lined up. Well, not every date, but the dates like SAG, Oakland, and Chicago.
Dude, you gonna go viral thinking that sweet with YoungBoy, you feel what I'm saying? Chirac, if y'all let YoungBoy come to Chicago and y'all don't step on something, one of them artists don't get touched, one of them artists don't get their chain took, all of that, you feel what I'm saying? It's over with, bro. The beef over. Squash the beef. It ain't real. Y'all ain't care about Von for real. Y'all don't care about Money Dude for real. Y'all don't care about nobody but y'allself, bro. Because y'all already going viral wearing Von clothes, wearing his shoes, wearing the...
Come on, Chris. You instigate, bro. They just took 2 losses, 2 more over there. I don't think they can. They still trying to regather themselves or whatever have you. And it's been downhill ever since. Like Von kind of passed away and shit. You got Dirk in jail. Chief Keef don't with them niggas. I heard Chief Keef, the young, is funking with Dirk with the old block young nigga or whatever, bro. It's just a lot. You know what I'm saying? Type shit going on. But yeah, man. I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know what to expect from this shit. I kind of expect it to go down, but I expect nigga like to be ready for that shit though at the same time. It's ignorant. It is, bro. It's crazy.
Nah, NBA YoungBoy know what he doing.
That be know what they be doing.
NBA YoungBoy, he's doing it just to come outside.
So yeah,
that's his way of coming outside in the industry.
I don't think YoungBoy gonna go to Chicago.
He grew up in the front of the camera.
Better than to go out there, man.
He only got a couple of teenage years on the street.
He knows what's up, man. He knows
everything else. He blew up.
Hey. Countdown. But when YoungBoy in Chicago, we better see some boy go down. If no boy go down, Chicago, y'all making us look bad, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Damn.
Y'all make.
See, there you go again, bro.
Yeah.
You can't be saying no shit like. So what you
think?
You think the killings and all the murders and all the little babies and little kids that be getting hit up out there make y'all look good? Hell no, it don't.
Nah, he did it too much with that. He pumping them YNs up.
That shit is like little.
He had a pocket for that.
That be in the shadows in the
That's
background.
instigating to the max.
Kids who think you know, they know what's going on with these beefs, and they look at the beefs as like just like a video game. Like them ain't real people, kids or real people, family members over there. Hey, you ain't nobody looking at that shit as like no stand up shit. You looking at it like some weird shit. Wherever like it's weird. Like a lot of kids, they grew up in a time where it's normal. The genocide is more normalized than ever, right? But back a little bit before, like it wasn't cool to be like nigga just celebrating, busting a move or whatever. Like it's hella crazy.
Let's look bad, bro. Y'all gotta put on for the rap. Y'all gotta show them that this real, this forever, this never stopping.
Yup. So it's like
They ain't gonna never stop.
They worry.
They can't lock everybody up.
It is a lot of
People always popping every day. So
like and you know what's crazy, right? Like a lot of little probably like innocent female. That's why I put the females at the beginning of the video, because they gonna be trying to. It's gonna be a bunch of little females that's trying to go out and have a good time and fuck around and beat. Yeah, it ain't good, bro. Hopefully not. Knock on wood, whatever have you. Prayers, but it's like you feel me. Yeah, this shit is definitely not gonna be good. And I say the powers that be know what they doing, cause like.
yeah, they putting it up to
You
this.
know, if you know that it's some static, but I feel like they thinking like, man, some time they died down or whatever. How you, it should be cool.
But the
still for it to be
the bad outweighs the
static,
good.
you know, the King Von shit,
The bad outweigh the good.
all that shit, right? And then have them go.
Ain't
perform
Von
out
still
there.
up on that wall?
Man, yeah, it is to say the least. Then peep this though. They know he say so what's supposed to happen when he performed when J-Mo get up there and say and he get to talk about some.
All that he talked. What happened to he just vanished, man? I'm out of here too. This nigga just vanished. That's bogus. That's bogus as hell. He didn't even finish
T
his
Grizzly
love.
is getting a lot of backlash for this YouTube beef he's currently engaged in. T Grizzly is beefing with a YouTuber for making a video about him, essentially calling him out and
He said, "Bro, they
trying
don't
to stop
fight."
his back. This is one of the perfect examples of when in silence, don't let anyone know how much you're with it, because it looks like it's finally backfired against T Grizzly. So T Grizzly has been pretty open about how much he makes on his GTA server. He brags about making about $200,000 a month off his GTA server.
How do you make the money? How do you monetize the game?
So, with me, I'm gonna tell you how I personally monetize it, because a lot of people monetize it different ways. So what I did was I created a server, the Grand Theft Auto server called Grizzly World, right? So it's like Grand Theft Auto, but everything in there is super customizable. You can do whatever you want. I can put that hat in there. I can put that whole outfit in there, this watch, whatever I want to put in there, right? Cars, whatever. So, and it's like, it represents the trenches. So you can really be in the streets without having to really be in the streets. So I got a lot that's really from the trenches.
You could be in the
They got a
streets
PC,
without
not
being
even
in the
streets no more.
streets.
They ain't making 20, 25,000 a month playing it. You feel me? The way that I monetize it, I get paid from the server because you got to pay to get in, right? We got like 90,000 members.
You fucking killing them.
90,000 members. You feel me? They all got to pay to get in because it's an opportunity. It's going to create an opportunity for you.
How much did it cost to develop the server?
My people did it for me for free.
Oh my.
My man's in Canada. His name North.
Shout out
I'm
to
Canada.
North.
Yeah, I'm in Canada. His name North.
Get your number. Gonna be on your line.
Hey, North, like, let me create you a server, bro. I'm telling you, I can make you an extra like 5,000 a month.
And it turned into way more than that.
It turns it down to 50 a week.
Wow.
Crazy.
You feel me? So
this YouTuber here by the name of Parker decides T Grizzly makes too much money on his GTA server. That's voluntary, by the way. People choose to join and they choose to purchase whatever they want to purchase. He decides he's gonna make a video calling out T Grizzly for scamming in his GTA server, even though all the purchases are optional. And he would also then show the users on his YouTube channel how to hack T Grizzly's server and not have to pay for anything and get unlimited money. This is what he made the video about, for absolutely no reason other than to kind of undercut T Grizzly's bottom line. I do want to say, even though I think Parker is hating, I'm still supporting Parker's fight. I'm still gonna donate to Parker's GoFundMe if he starts one, because I believe as YouTubers, we gotta stick together against copyright strikes. I'm not picking side here. I'm just literally explaining the facts of exactly what took place. Dude woke up one day and decided T Grizzly was making too much money on his voluntarily GTA server. So he was gonna make a video calling out T Grizzly for scamming because T Grizzly is charging people for things on his GTA server. and then show people how to hack the system to not pay for the things that T Grizzly is charging for.
Wow.
And here's the thing. This dude also, by the way, has like a sponsorship for another GTA server. So it comes across as, hey, bruh, like, are you trying to tear down T Grizzly server so you can promote this other server? But anyway, the video he made on T Grizzly did about 2.2 million views, but he didn't stop there. The dude decided he was also gonna drop a diss track against T Grizzly. I don't know the YouTuber Parker. I'm sure he does great work, but this here makes me uncomfortable, bruh. Like, you woke up one day and decided, I got beef with this dude for no reason other than cloud chasing. So, again, I don't know Parker, bro. Shout out to him, man. But this right here just makes me uncomfortable, bro. The YouTube video is one thing. Now dropping a diss track on this man because he has a server and he's charging people for things in the server, I don't understand. If I create a GTA server and I run my server how I choose to run it, by charging people to join my server and also charging people for things like cars,
that's
cool, and other things that are in the server.
I wish I knew how to do that. I wish I had a friend like that.
I don't understand how that's a scam because people are literally choosing to join.
Yeah, they buy
choosing to participate, and they find value in joining the server. I guess because T Grizzly plays a part of it, and there's 90,000 active members. So I don't understand where the scam part comes in, but Parker thought T Grizzly was scamming. So he made this whole elaborate video that got about 2.2 million views about T Grizzly. However, T Grizzly and his team swiftly and quickly acted because it felt like Parker was trying to do damage to this man's business. So they sent Parker a copyright strike because Parker used a clip from T Grizzly's YouTube channel.
Also runs one of the biggest pay-to-win GTA servers in America. In the video, I basically went into his server and demonstrated step-by-step exactly how I think he's rinsing his fans. You know, the people who put him in the position he's in today. And to sum up, it's $100 to even get into the server, which, you know, is a little bit expensive, but it's something a lot of GTA servers do. It kind of creates like a barrier of entry for like people who are going to come on around and people who actually want to play on the server, like buying a game, I guess. Like the way that T Grizzly server works is that after you pay money to get into the server, you realize it's designed to make you spend even more money.
You don't seem
There's
like a
a currency in there called Black Diamonds, and it's a 1-to-1 conversion to the US dollar, which is crazy if you think about it. You convert your dollar into his pocket, and then it's just gone forever. So obviously he's made it.
You know what's crazy? What is really crazy is, look at this white dude. Do you see the picture of this man above his headboard, above his bed? Let me let you. Look at this gay dude. Look at Broski room. That's his bed. This guy got men on his wall, buff, and he got 2.2. Somebody's got some explaining to do. Nigga, this Gilligan on here with some, oh man, 2.2 million views?
The stuff in the server costs Black Diamonds, so then you either spend your money and you have to spend a shit ton more, or you spend your money and you're not going to play on the server because half of it's paywall, which is exactly what pay to win is, except it's worse because you can't get some of the shit without paying. Pretty much, it's just a shill to make T Grizzly even more money, and I found a way to get some of this stuff in there for free. And obviously T Grizzly didn't like that very much. So yesterday I received a copyright strike on my channel, and the entire 20-minute video with like, I think 2.1 million views is just gone. The takedown was filed by one of the biggest entertainment law firms in America called GDR Law Firm. They don't publicly say who they represent, but on their website it says, the firm is privileged to work with the most groundbreaking recording artists, songwriters, and independent record labels in the music business. They also have videos of A$AP Rocky and Zendaya on their website, which I think is a bit weird if they don't represent them. But anyway, this is who filed the actual takedown and who issued the copyright strike.
Got a big settlement. They're not going to floss a face for no reason.
$50,000 a week he makes playing GTA. That's probably why he can afford to come at me with such a huge law firm.
That's hate, man.
That's
you could just see the disgust and the distaste on his face as he talks
you
about.
You can tell by the white man with
the
buff motherfucking.
It's just hate, bro.
Arnold Schwarzenegger on his wall.
Why are you just upset that man makes money? It's kind of like Madden or 2K.
Yep.
All games have options to purchase more. All games have a pay-to-play model, bro. And the fact that you're like choosing to like point out T Grizzly. Like,
They got special
just
combo
to do what,
moves
to
that you
ruin
used to have to look at a magazine.
To ruin how he
You had to go to a buy
Nothing
magazine
you
just to
said
find
me
out how to
is
do
scandalous,
certain
bro.
moves.
People are choosing to join his server, and they're choosing to participate, and they're choosing to buy stuff with their hard-earned money voluntarily. So for you to be this upset to where you go out of your way to try to ruin this man's livelihood by showing people how to get free stuff in the server, to me, it's not good at all. But that don't get T Grizzly off the hook either, right? Because you shouldn't be filing copyright strikes, especially if it's like a 2 or 3 second clip. That's kind of petty, bro. That's not cool. But I can't talk because I already know people right now is in the comment section commenting, Flacco, you filed a copyright strike. Yeah, my copyright strike was a little different, all right?
Wow.
The dude was taking
Mine's a
a
little
significant
different.
portion of my content, by the way,
He
putting
said,
it on his
yeah, but mine a
Patreon
little
behind
different.
the paywall, charging people to
Tell
view
you
my
bullshit ass
content.
nigga.
And then the dude was also putting in his videos, like, he lied about me being on a registry, lied about me having a felony. Dude said that I was like S offender, which is not true at all. I've never been in prison. I've never done anything nasty in my life whatsoever. And then the dude would show like fake paperwork that he concocted himself to prove that I was an S offender. So once you see somebody lying to that extent, deliberately trying to destroy you and banking on the public's ignorance of not really, having to do their research to find out, this was fake paperwork, this is not Flacco, this is all a lie, I have to take action. So
Man,
I
shut
took
up,
action
Flacco.
how I seen fit.
No. You sound like whack right now with this long ass explanation. And I ain't got time for
Oh,
that
let's just say
bullshit.
piss gold if you know somebody will believe it. No pun intended either. So understood. Okay, hey, you know what, man? Some people ain't happy with their life.
So
They really,
people
you
happy
know,
with their life.
obviously are confused to some degree. Y'all know what be going on with people, man. And why they may feel some ways that they feel. Just don't unlock it, bro. This ain't a mode you want to unlock. Just don't do that to yourself. Saying some of the stuff that you're saying, I really be wanting to ignore a lot of it. Hey, we might play the dozens back and forth. I get it, it's healthy, right? But
He's talking about lunch.
You think, right? Like, did I really escape some real crazy You know what I'm saying? When I'm up to say that, dog, I've heard 2 people that's from up there that's done said, hey, they wish jail upon me, dog. I'm like, what the f going on? It makes me think, bro, I could be wrong. But damn it, I could be right. Yeah, I heard what he said. I heard he said he want to fade. Like, why would you listen? I was in LA for 7 months after I left No Jumping, slandering, doing all that. Well, all of a sudden I become the B word and all this extra once I break cross state line. I'm really with you on that one, homie, because you talk way too reckless. I will fly you out first class. You're only an hour away. You don't ask where am I at. You know exactly where I'm at. You don't watch my stream. You know I'm in Vegas, bro. You know this. Buddy, I will fly you out, whoop your ass, buy you a dope sack, and put you back on the plane, man.
He said, buy you a dope sack.
Stacy or cool
He said, I'll buy you a dope sack and send you back on the
As soon as
plane.
you get off the plane, it's just gonna be me and you. I'm gonna be the only pick you up. I'm at the airport, I know the city. It'll be just me and you, bro. And we gonna bend right off from the airport. We gonna go around the corner, we gonna have a business, and I wanna see what you're saying then. Now I'll fly this man out. Since I'm so broke, all that shit, I'll fly you out, nigga, and I will pick you up. You got that much on your heart? Bet. I promise you, homie, tomorrow, you
He
can have a
said
fight,
tomorrow.
nobody gonna jump. That's on that got my word, homie. Nobody, I will be the only person that picked you up. I just want to see if you're gonna look me in the eye and stand on all that shit.
Nah, he not.
Because you're gonna have to do that.
He gonna do some commentating.
I'm gonna pick Buddy up and everything.
Nah, he ain't. That ain't
And when
gonna
I
happen.
mark you up and scar you up,
He said
hey,
mark
you
you
go back
up
and
and
you gonna
scar
tell
you.
the story. You don't need to be no cameras, no nothing. You just go back and you go tell them, hey, leave that light skin alone. You know, say it's all
Leave that
constant.
light
You
skin
look up
nigga
to me.
alone.
You know, I just said this about him. He's gonna have an excuse for it all. You sit over there popping gum and popping your fist in your hand. All right, well, let's see. I got you. Got you on that one, homie. Trust me. As long as I want you to be mad on here, I'm gonna save it all for when I beat your ass. That's all. We gonna keep, hey man, I'm gonna keep it like I was supposed to when I'm on here. Yeah, let's take that first class fight. I'm gonna put him on one. For sure. And we don't need to tape it because I'm gonna really whoop his ass. And then he can go and talk about it however he needs to talk about it and get it off his chest. You forced us. So, I mean, hey, church, let's just go ahead and we'll get out the way. I'm gonna help you because you don't seem like you really got no dough like that right now. You really seem like, you know, you say you eating and having things, right? But yeah, you sip on cheap liquor and be having little cotton balls on each side of your mouth when you
Yeah, when I seen this live, that shit was nasty.
That's dopehead behavior.
That was nasty.
I will pay for that man's flight. I will get him out here. I will go pick him up myself. We gonna duck off probably about 5 minutes away from the airport. Just me and him. There ain't gonna be nobody else. He was a dope addict, man. I respect that. And that ain't no speculation neither. That's what you've put out. You went on Soft White Underbelly as an ex-abuser. I'm in control of your future. That's what you wanted, though. You gave it to me. You're like, man, Shark, you really crying over there. You don't like being in no jumper neither because you still ain't getting that spotlight you want. You still ain't getting that spotlight you want, bro. I'm over here to give it to you, though. I got you. It won't all be a failure for you. I got your back.
Antonio Brown has finally completed his crash out mission, bruh. He's been trying to ruin his life for about 5 years now. He finally succeeded. Tonight, his life is officially over. If the accusations the police are saying is true. Antonio Brown was at Aiden Ross fight event where he pays influencers to fight each other. While at this brand risk fighting event, Antonio Brown was actually led away in cuffs.
We'll go to Lush.
Okay, so
see what he's talking about.
I feel like we are. We've gotten a little all over the place here, which I think was good. I think it was good. We ironed out.
That's my boy right there.
But let's try to hit some topics and everything because I think it would be interesting. I guess I'll just throw this out there.
That's my boy in real life. He is a real martial artist.
How did this?
I've been subscribed to him like 2 years ago. So he always be in Africa.
You're talking about flying
Pan-Africana or Pan-Africa or something.
I do feel like talking about Sharp is
That's a
way
big old dude.
below us.
He got bigger since I've seen him.
In the history of the podcast, it's
And
kind
his
of like
wife,
talking about TRL.
super cheeks.
At a certain
I'm
point,
talking about
when
super
somebody's
cheeks.
content is getting that much
I ain't
less
playing. His
views than
wife
yours,
got
at a certain
cheeks.
point, you kind of just got to leave them alone. But you guys have been going back and forth, and I'm curious.
Ain't no back
He
and
got
forth.
the
He's
boosie
terrified at the prospect of me beating down his leg.
Wait,
Like,
what is beating down his leg?
Well,
Like his dick?
well, you're right though. He does prefer piss than right. You know, I should bring him a bottle of piss.
But didn't he say that he was going to fly you to Vegas to fight?
He says a lot of things, but if you can't afford a rent in the greater Los Angeles municipality and you just lost your rent-a-center, repoed all your furniture,
He ain't even paying attention.
You know,
he over there talking to his wife or
in
something.
Las Vegas, which
Look,
costs the
he trying not to be obvious.
less than me
He
using
ain't
my
even listening to
washing
Lush
machine where I
like
live at.
both
You
y'all
feel
some
me?
busters.
I
I'll
don't
beat
even
both
think you
y'all
have
up.
the financial capabilities to fly me anywhere.
How did you guys start going back and forth?
Look at Lush.
Well,
Look,
I mean,
straight
I basically,
smoker.
basically anybody out
Like
of
the
that
Rick and
I've
Morty
ever gone
bone.
back and forth with, they started it. You feel me? I'm a peaceful, loving person. I don't start. But guess what? I'm also on my bully. Sharp.
Look, he just snapped back into it. He wasn't even paying attention to the table. He laughing like, I'll slap this shit out of
He
Lush.
abuses women. You
Look,
feel me?
Lush.
His way,
He looking at Lush like, you're a real scary
when
dude.
He fetishizes.
Look how he-
Let's take a look
he
at
like,
that.
Lush, you're a real scary
Take a look
dude,
at that one
man.
clip where he had
He got
when
time
he was
for this
interviewing the one midget chick, and he
My
was
boy
like,
don't got no time for
you
this
got
shit.
your little panties on. You got. He didn't say panties. He got
This shit's so
Dora the
petty, dude.
Explorer undies
And I'll
on.
be both
He's
you
talking
niggas up.
about. He's fetishizing little girls, telling a midget she got Dora the Explorer undies. He used the word undies. All right. Then let's talk about how not only did he sexually harass
That's
every
petty.
single woman that set foot in this
That's
office,
petty.
but now he's making it a thing that he wants Sydney, who made the pimp cup, like, I'm gonna get it back for us. That wasn't Shorty showing me a lot of love because she got a secret Santa assignment to get you a gift and went on Etsy.
She was required to get you that gift.
She
Yeah.
thought
she had to do something.
She thought since you're like this walking embodiment of a LARPer, this stereotype of a pimp that you try to embody. She's like, oh, wouldn't it be funny? Kind of like, you know how Lil Jon has a pimp cup? Maybe this retard who pretends to be a pimp would like to have have a pimp cup too, and she bought it on Etsy, and he feels like, hey, shorty, I'm gonna do this for both of us, and now he's trying to.
He rolled his eyes. He rolled his eyes like he's still talking.
Although
it's just
shorty didn't follow him, she was creeped out by him.
He is not trying to be in this conversation.
Now he's trying to bring her into it the same way he sexually harassed various mods. I mean, I could go on and on. I'm sorry,
Various mods,
but not physically. Because when I see him, I'm f***ing him up so bad. There's no reality in which I know.
He like, dude,
matter of fact,
are you serious?
I got 50 bands on it. I'll up 50 bands right now. I got 50 bands on it. Matter of fact, if Sharp beats my ass,
look, he laughing. You gonna lose this,
no jumper. I'll erase all of my music from digital streaming platforms and delete my YouTube channel.
Well, I don't know if you want to do that.
No, because no, Sharp is a pussy.
Look, Adam, like, bro.
Some boxing lessons.
I mean,
yeah, you just got some boxing lessons. He has nothing to go
he
with.
He might have denser muscle tissue than you.
No, that's cool.
Denser
I don't think you should be that sure about you winning that battle.
But here's why I know. Because I looked into his soul and I saw him.
I think Sharp doesn't fight because one of you guys talked about on another episode. He's like always was drunk when he was coming in here.
But that usually makes people fight more.
No, but some people, they know when they're drunk, they're not in a fight. So some people will just like tolerate a lot of shit because they're like, even if I jump up and fight this person, I'm probably gonna lose because I'm drunk off my ass.
Well,
I think that's more his thing.
Can you imagine a scenario
I never thought of it like that.
Anyone could have worse cardio.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yourself to death every day for like the past 20, 30 years. You smoke so many cigarettes. You probably smoke like 4 cigarettes an hour. You're probably blasting through 2 or 3 packs in a day.
So what?
And then you probably, I would assume, have never exercised. You've never gotten your weight up. Like,
that's how you get down.
That is a man who can really drop dead at any given time. And I feel like if I was going to fight him as a person who's capable of running around the block, I for sure would give that boy some laps until I was ready to knock his ass out because he's going to get he's like what the 100 guys fighting the gorilla.
Well,
he's probably got gorilla cardio.
If I was him, I would make sure I guard my kidney.
Yeah, he like, look the way he looking off like, that's my boy. His YouTube is Pan Africana or something like that. But I know him in real life. He bought food for me, him and his wife.
He's a human life.
The way he laughing and looking like,
generously with that
look,
white boy.
look,
Sharp that white. She's not white.
Well, he is half black.
No, he's white.
No, okay.
You do know, you do know that the number one cause of new kidney failure cases is the use of methamphetamines.
So he tested clean.
I haven't taken
it only stays there for 3 days.
He telling on him low key.
drug test.
He
I'm
said
not doing meth, and it wouldn't even matter.
Drug test on podcast.
We're not. I don't care. Like it don't matter
Because he know what you own.
Sure,
He put it out
use
there.
ultra self-awareness for a
He said
second.
you are meth.
Of course.
Lush has a big need to prove himself, right?
He said
Lush is
Lush.
willing to go.
Yeah, you pass the
Lush is
test.
willing to go
It only
to
stays in
great
your
lengths to
system
prove
3 days
himself.
anyway.
Oh, well, yeah.
But what are you trying to prove by beating up Sharp?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
bro.
Lush goes to great lengths.
He said
to
he's
prove
down for the
himself, right?
shenanigans.
And Sharp is a guy who avoids these type of confrontations at all costs.
Adam
he's in
88 said,
Paris
yeah, because he's down with the
potential of him
shenanigans.
getting his ass beat. The thought
Adam ain't doing no
shenanigans. Is so terrifying to him.
With nobody. He won't even be able to live that down.
The dentures out of my mouth.
Can you imagine?
And stomp on them.
Adam
And
22
I'll still
get
be
out there and
Lush one. I'll still
squabble
be
and
more
get
important.
embarrassed.
I'll still be more legendary.
He wouldn't even want to come on no jumper no
But
more.
he's terrified at the thought of a public
We gonna hop out of here. We know Lush is bullshit.
Fight me. I'll fight you whenever. And if you run to any of my people, they gonna do whatever they do to you. It's on site.
They
It's
gonna
up.
do whatever they do
But-
to you.
But
If you see my
50
people.
bands
He
on a
said,
fight.
if you see my people, they
What
gonna
you
do
doing?
whatever they do
I
to
don't walk
you.
left because I want to feel the curvature of his cheek around my fist when his jaw breaks. You know, I put
When
his
his jaw
phone
breaks.
number on my Instagram story, by the way. If you guys want to prank call a bunch of cocaine bots to check. So yeah, Sharp.
You
No, I
put his
I
number
put
out there.
Phone number.
Look at him. He like this.
Boxing
This
is
little
a
girl
revenge
shit.
seems Maybe
There's some
not the
little
best
girls.
idea.
No, I just thought it'd be funny. You know, so this fool.
I know he watching the shit out that dough. I know my
This
boy
fool
watching
sent
the
me-
shit
my
out
girl's
that
like,
dough.
babe, like someone like your phone's going off. I'm like, damn, who's calling me at 6:45 in the morning? It's Sharp. Hours after I said, drop ski, brother, drop low. I will drive to Vegas. You ain't got to spend your last money. I will drive to Vegas right now, beat the living shit out of you, and be home in time for the No Jumper show. And his pussy ass didn't respond till the wee hours of the morning when normal people are asleep, and crackheads that are addicted to fucking Bel Air champagne and wake
I'll
up.
be drinking Bel Air.
Yeah.
Somebody has to drink it. It's in the store.
I never seen
Yeah,
it
you feel me? Somebody has to drink
for free
this
in
in
the
the
mail. I got a
store.
few cases
I like
of
what he
it, but-
said.
Except for the guy
Somebody
that
has
looks
to
like
drink
the
this
dude
in the
that
store.
Brandon looks
I
like doing
respect
the cheat.
Brandon just ain't with no bullshit. He just ain't.
I look up to him now.
I thought you said you were
Oh, he said he looked up to Sharp.
I
I briefly thought maybe it was him.
Maybe you should just destroy Sharp in the booth. That's
I've already, but to me,
more-
I mean, like I've rapped.
more
he
realistic.
gets this on every song. I talked
said
about how
this
his
in the-
mother
in the
molested him.
booth.
Like, I mean, because this is why he has this severe hatred against women. You feel me? Like he has this hatred against women, and it's very common. For like a lot of pimps used to get sent by their aunties. You feel me? They used to get hoed. So Sharp started his career being Sharp was on the blade, getting fingered, being
amazing.
You know, he put on some nice little Dorothy's for undies, and he got fingered. You know, like that he is. And then he tried to manipulate women who have suffered sexual abuse. So all the Sharp's fans, men and women, are all in this thing that I want to call victim gang. So if you're a fan of Sharp Tank, you're repping victim gang, and you are now all in this emotional support group for the abuse you endured, and it's kind of like you're
He is
trauma
not
bonding
into that
over what
conversation
Sharp
at all,
Tank-
bro.
Now someone may ask.
He look like this nigga
You're
still
friends with some
talking.
pimps. You an almighty suspect.
Look at his face.
I
He like
put
this nigga going
realism
too far.
on people that don't need to manipulate. But when I think of a pimp, I think of somebody like my homeboy Free Lil C, someone that girls gravitate to. Women like to be around them. They want to be in their presence. Not someone that is literally a scavenger looking for the lowest common denominator of women that have been abused.
He said the
and gone
lowest
through,
common denominator.
like, unspeakable things,
White
and then
boys
try to
is something
manipulate
else.
them to curry favor with them in order to profit off of their trauma, which is what it's like Sharp does. That's not realism. That's not real game. That's guerrilla pimping. That's actually a violation of the rules of pimping.
Gorilla pimping is where you beat their asses.
Right.
Okay.
And that's why he's so adverse to the quote unquote digital pimping. That's why although he would never disrespect Sauce Walker to his face, you feel me? This is why problem with what Sauce Walker is doing. This is why he was tripping on Big Church, who makes a significantly amount more revenue off the pussy than Sharp does. Because why? Because they're doing things, they're helping women earn money in a way that's safe for them, it doesn't put them in danger, whereas Sharp would rather drug addicted welfare moms with STDs. He would like to put them on the blade to potentially get abused and to get hurt and to sell
his level.
But you're, this is the thing. First of all, you're saying suspect is a pimp, right? You have to put Phil before that. He's a failed rapper, failed pimp, failed gang member. I mean, and
Everything
soon to be
he
a failed
does.
podcaster, right? So he's just an expert at failing. But you're a hypocrite because you talk about all this shit when it comes to Sharp. The suspect was a pimp. He would be operating in that same lane. Stop. You're being
He said
arbitrary
stop.
right now.
He said stop.
Because
He said
pimping
stop.
women is exploitation of women. So when you're like, I'm doing this for the hoes that Sharp was exploiting, yelling at, I would say that
He said, calm down, nigga.
at least Sharp is honest about who he is. He's not trying to hide. He's not like Suspect, who was interested in a romantic relationship with Jalise, failed at that, and then you know basically tapped into that same animosity to like curse that poor girl out and expose her business.
I don't believe we
on
have
No
proof of
Jumper.
that, for the record.
So no, you are a hypocrite. You are a hypocrite.
I'm not even.
And I'm tired of your hypocrisy because that shit's like traveling over here by osmosis onto me. And so that's why I keep inching a little bit,
Here's the thing.
further from you every second. If you condemn Sharp, you must condemn Suspect.
Yep.
If you don't condemn Suspect, you just need to shut the fuck up.
But there's a big
He said you just need to shut the fuck up.
There's a big difference.
Do you think
There's a big difference.
Do you think the
Yeah, he
police
don't want
are
that
gonna say like
squabble.
this?
He don't want that squabble.
He's gonna get mandatory 10 years. This dude is pimping up.
No, of course they're gonna give suspect a hard time. He's a black man.
He put him on blast,
He's
man.
a black man. Sharp's a white boy. Of course, the judicial system is gonna be a lot more generous.
Sharp's
towards
a
him.
white boy.
He's
That's
white.
foul.
He has white privilege.
That's foul.
Is he breathing? Is he breathing?
Yeah, when I seen this, I was like, people actually just record you all the way till you stop
I
breathing?
missed that. Oh my mama, that was over 30 shots. Somebody got dropped.
How y'all just record, like, and then y'all record before you call the police? That's crazy.
Welcome to Sacramento.
Oh boy, out of there. He got sent up for Showski. He up in that moon. He up in that dome, that moon trap. His soul is there.
Police investigating a shooting that injured one person.
That's your heaven.
So I heard about what's going on.
You looking at heaven when you look at the moon.
Where, you know what this
Believe
remind me
that.
of?
It's something inside that moon.
Get up, cuz. Boy, we in hell, G. Look. G, we in hell, G. G, we in hell, G.
Cold reality.
Boy, come bro, remember what we did?
Come on, G, I ain't even doing what the we doing up in here,
bro,
man.
you was with, bro, when we robbed dude, G.
Bro, get the it's hot as hell in here.
Bro, we robbed dude, he blicked us, bro, we died for the game, G.
Did that nigga happy?
No.
That nigga said we happy.
You took me with you.
He said we died for the game, G.
Bro, we died for the game, G. They could be putting it on us,
happy.
bro. Just imagine somebody putting it on you, G. Bro, I didn't go with you to rob.
They finna be putting it on us.
Bro, and he blew
That's
us down.
fucked up.
Bro, okay, you was with me though, G. You was with me. Dude caught us breaking in his crib. He blicked both of us down. You was in hell now. It's over with, God. It's so hot in here, bro. So we good, G. You took.
Yeah, bro. So they try to slide through the P yesterday. I guess where how you the bricks and end up, bro. Woke up dead, bro. Rest in peace to him. Condolences to their family.
I hate the way they say
Wow.
that. He woke up dead. Like, that's some new shit for real. That nigga woke up dead.
Exclusive look at
What the
what
fuck
a
that
large
mean?
crime scene this is. You can see all those evidence markers there on the ground. Investigators have been collecting evidence to piece together exactly
30
what
shots,
happened.
though?
Thank you for joining us here for our News at 11. I'm Edie Lambert.
I'm Preston Dart. The investigation happening in the Upperland Park area. The shooting was reported on CV Circle, that's near 5th Street. But this crime scene covers several streets.
Hit that like button, subscribe if you ain't subscribed. Say Let's Focus TV.
Information
The
for
live.
there. And Peyton, what can you tell us?
Yeah, so we are just outside of the crime scene tape as officers begin this investigation. We're on 5th Street here. And as you look down, you can see some of those evidence markers in the street. That's on 5th Street near the intersection of McClatchy. Those little orange cones are marking evidence. I counted
That's a hell of a street,
33 of them in this section off the crime scene. And then off to my left down CV Circle, there's another separate crime scene. And down there, I counted another.
Yeah, so that happened on 5th. You know, Mozzie from 4th. It's spunky out there right now, bro. Youngsters going wild.
Other 4 evidence markers. So we'll take you up to Live Copter 3 and gives you.
I don't know nothing about it. That's why I be watching Wig. I don't know nothing about the Bay, really. I just know him when I hit the pin.
Goodness gracious.
Look at this nigga.
I tried to tell you guys.
This nigga
and
hit up.
I want to say the Backdoor City video about Benny B. That a whole bunch of YNs are about to start checking out and getting shot and all kinds of stuff, guys. And it happened pretty fast. It's looking like summer.
Yeah, that shit burning.
Now, in this video,
That shit
right here,
burning
you
in
have
him before he
slowly but
died.
surely.
It's just burning. Your body can't understand
And his
it.
name is Little Real. Now, Little Real is.
I've seen that before.
I've been told.
Niggas roll up like a
Somebody
roly
sucked dick that
poly.
doesn't bang a specific hood. But he, along with others, slid to 5th Street, CD Circle, aka The Bricks. He, with others, slid to a BOE music video shoot. Now, mind you, yesterday, which was the day they were all out there, was BOE 60's birthday. And they were all out there in remembrance for him.
Don't call back. I'm going to have to run. You got that and hang that. I'm back. You think I'm 5'7"?
got knocked down trying to slide though. Yeah,
that's how that Lil Jeff his ass.
It ain't good.
They Lil Jeff his ass. Blood how Lil Jeff his ass.
You know, it's crazy.
It ain't no Grand Theft Auto 5, nigga.
Them other young over here who
Say no Grand Theft Auto 5, nigga.
This what the possibility is. It ain't always just, you might slip and slide though. Type shit.
They gonna keep this shit lit every time.
Now, allegedly they were shooting a music video, and they got a phone call by somebody saying that they were gonna slide on them.
By somebody.
And I wanna say, less than 15 or 10 minutes later, that's when this goddamn carnage, death, and destruction happened. And that's why you see Lil Real right here, damn near check out, on camera. Now, yesterday, as this was happening, it kind of dawned on me that we are all literally just watching someone that we do not know just die on camera, like it's normal, guys. And what's sad is that his homies actually left him. They crashed the car up the street and left Lil Real right there fried. That's
what you supposed to do?
All of the BOE members and the Fifth Street members walked up to him with their cameras out, mocking him.
You supposed to stay?
Since when have you seen
You
some shit
going
like
to
this
jail?
on camera?
Wife and
You can't tell
Lucci
me
didn't
these
even
YNs
stay.
are going crazy right now. What the?
You ain't supposed to wait with him with the police.
So they got the car.
That's how
they
it
got
go.
2 of y'all members over there on the ground where this shit ain't good, bro. It shouldn't be that hard to piece together who else was in the car and whatever bro.
Cause everything gonna be in their phones.
We'll start happening. Y'all know this by now.
Told you, I got Lil Jeff. I know.
Poof. Gotta go. After that one, poof. I came back. Poof. Mama let them know. We'll start happening. Y'all know this by now. I went for like a week. Poof. Gotta go. After that one, poof. I came back. Poof.
A few of y'all tried to make me come off as a male Karen, a Darren, for doing the Bloodhound Jeff's comparisons. But you guys don't even try to hide it. I don't know why you guys are acting like you guys are not trying to copy him, and the whole Chicago, but him specifically. You guys can lie to the YouTube comments and lie to the world. Everything even down to that skeleton hand tat that he has. Even EDK J-Bo has that same fucking tat. That all black, North Face, puffer, sweater under it, Nike Tech, Black Forces, ski mask,
Lil Jeff like a
on the
motherfucker.
pictures. All that shit came from Chicago.
So that's who y'all out there looking up to. Lil Jeff. It's rest in peace to him, bro. But that was some fake shit that was on, bro. I'm gonna keep it real. He wasn't even no like to me, in my perspective, and no disrespect to him or whatever. But to me, that shit come across like Jeffrey Dahmerich, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it real. Like, this is weird, bro. And y'all, what y'all be in the cold part about it? They be wanting some attention, bro. You know what I'm saying? I blame the parents, bro, not giving their kids enough attention, bro.
You guys do not have your own gangsta identity anymore. It used to be LA. But now, it is Chirac.
It is.
I don't know what happened, but this was not an op situation. I was told that Lil Real possibly was 6-0's real killer, but I doubt that shit, guys. Highly. Given the fact that he does not really bang, but he wants to hang around everyone. And I was told that even in that Fifth Street Cypher, they wouldn't even let him in the lineup. But not because he's a nerd or anything, but I feel like mainly because he's not really from there, you know? 5 hours before that shooting, he posted on Instagram saying, I'm gonna show them with a cross, you know? And also, if you go to his YouTube comments, right before the shooting, guys, he was posting on Instagram and replying to comments as if he was not about to go do some evil stuff and die. It almost blows my mind, guys, how fast those demons and the devil can possess your mind and take over, you know? Now look, the devil won.
Fucked up.
I hope everybody is safe.
This nigga was posting that shit.
Devil for surely won. I gotta agree with that. SJ, what's
Yeah,
the
he
deal?
won that.
What's happening, like? You know what I'm saying? Don't keep it lit though.
That these YNs don't give a shit right now. It's gonna be a whole lot more shooting. Like I said, this is not the end. This is only the beginning, guys.
Hell yeah, the
I hope
summer
it ends,
just
but
started.
You guys know how it goes. SGA, love you guys, I'm out.
Blood, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all missed that, nigga. On my mama, that was over 30 shots, nigga. Somebody got dropped around this. For real. Well, welcome to in Sacramento.
Mm-hmm. Turning into Demon Rat.
That shit was too close.
No, you ducking your taco.
Okay, so they slid, woke up dead, bro. This shit crazy. And then, so you go over there, you pull skit, whatever how you would go.
You try.
Then you end up in the middle of you sliding on.
Yeah, you part of the movie.
You
You in full skit, you became part of the movie.
Staring at you on the ground and hella shit like
hell yeah.
That was an operation
looking at
failure for sure. Yeah, like the communities they going, you know, bro, y'all.
I better be safe.
It's only two things that's gonna come from this shit. So you feel me? Y'all fake. It's just terrible to see hella misguided energy and hella fake popping it. But yeah, it's just a lot of like nerd shit going on. A lot of like fake demonic shit going on. It's be on. You know what it be? To be on demonic standby, bro, till some shit like this happen. Or you know, and then I told you the demons be jumping in the body, bro, for sure. Yeah. Trying to like, you know what it remind me of, bro? The movie Juice. At the end of the movie, when he knocked Pac down, they tell him he got the juice now.
Yeah.
He trying to have the juice, bro. But guess what? Your cup gonna get empty, bro. Somebody gonna empty your cup for sure, or whatever. Rest in peace to bro. Condolences to his family.
Yeah, he wild out, though. And told them niggas he coming.
Stay out the way, man. Stack.
That don't make sense to me, man. I don't even know what it says, man. I mean, how you gonna tell a nigga you coming? You burnt.
Rap News Street Politics.
And then come 10, 15 minutes later.
And we back on the West Side of South Central about to speak on the alliance between the West Side Brims. Now we know this alliance includes Fruittown, Six Deuce Harbor Park, and Van Ness Gangsta Brims. And the Brims did hit the spotlight lately when one of their members by the name of Hito got caught in the 9-0s. But we're gonna speak on a situation where Hito also got wrapped up in the indictment and how his older brother was killed over here at Harbor Park, as well as situations that transpired with Harbor Park and the 5-1 Troubles clicking up and pressing play on their enemies on the west side, along with other situations where all three Brim hoods were involved in multiple murders in a matter of months throughout different areas in the city. We also got some paperwork on some reputable members coming out the Brims as well. Now, statistically speaking, the Brims are controlling the top 2 most dangerous neighborhoods in LA. Number 1 being Chesterfield Square, which is occupied by the VNGs and the 6-0s, going from 54th to Florence between Van Ness and Western. And the number 2 area, which the LA Times deemed to be the most dangerous area for African Americans in LA County, is Harbor Park. Now, we know there's a few different hoods in Harbor Park, but the main set, of course, is going to be Six Deuce Brims. There's also going to be the Rolling 50s, and a piece of A-Tray is going to be in Harbor Park as well, going from 54th to Florence between Western and Norman. And like I said, within the last decade, Harbor Park is rated the deadliest place for African Americans in LA County.
Hey, welcome to the set. This is the land of the brand. Nah, gang bang and scream that fight shit. They know what it is. They know what it do from the deuce to the list to the motherfucking. Yeah, everybody talking. More of them niggas. Hold on. Watch it.
Grand's always been deep.
Now, like I said, there's 3 sets making up the Brims on the west side, but the main thing we got to understand is that the Brims were here before the Bloods. They was beefing with Crips before the Bloods came into the picture. And as of today, they're going to share the same allies and enemies between all 3 sections. So hoods that they definitely known to get along with are definitely the Inglewood Bloods. We see different Inglewood Blood sets and the Brims functioning together on multiple occasions. And even though the Brims are not with the SMG movement, that Sue moving and grooving situation, who most people say really plays no role in the streets for real, we do see Six Deuce Harbor Park being on good terms with the A-Tray gangsters, really not involved in the beef at this time in the city. And the Brims also share their hood with Florencia, the Harbor Park section of Florence. And they've known to be cool with F-13 as well. There's been no beef, even though Florence is cool with 6-0 as well. And we see the Brims being cool with pretty much all of the blood hoods.
Yeah, because it's deep, it's major black activity over there. If the blacks were short, it'd be different.
that's relative to their position geographically in the city as well. So we know,
It'd be hella
starting
different.
off with Fruittown Brims, we've heard a lot about their area being gentrified over the
That's
last
where Nina
10,
Boy,
15
rest in
years
peace, brother,
due to
from
the
No
expansion
Good.
of the student body in USC.
Rest in peace, my
But
nigga No
historically,
Good.
they've gone from Jefferson all the way down to 39th between Normandy and Vermont. With clicks on
That nigga was
35th,
burnt out.
37th,
I'm talking about
36th,
super. I
38th,
know he do
and they've
shit.
been known to be cool with the 20 Bloods over here, as well as the Harpies. But their primary beef in this section, we know it to be the Rolling 30s, and across King, the Rolling 40s. Now they also beef with Schoolyard and West Boulevard as well, who, like we spoke on multiple times, is cool with the Harlems and pretty much the rest of the neighborhood car. But with that area, with the Brims, like I said, kind of losing turf, we do see Fruittown members frequently in other Brim sets as well. So we also know the V&Gs historically going from about 49th down to Slauson between Crenshaw and Western. Now, 54th Street is going to be their main block over here around
Yeah.
54th and Arlington. Van Ness Rec
I
Center.
used to have to go to church over there. Used to be a McDonald's
We know
on
this area is
54th
not
and
coming
Western.
down, and some of their main
That's where I met
are gonna be the 5-5s, 5-7s,
that nigga
5-8s
ODM Slim
across
homie
Western.
Cino.
The 6-0s, of course.
That's when I first
or
met
across
Cino and his
Crenshaw
pops.
and across Slauson from them. The 40s, they beef with the 5-1 Troubles and the 5 Deuce Hoopers. And they share the intersection on Western and Slauson with 6 Deuce Harbor Park Brands, which is going from Western all the way back to Hoover between Slauson and I would say Gage. Now we know HPB is mainly around the park on 62nd, but they do control this area. And the Slauson Swap Meet is technically in 6 Deuce Brim Hood. But we know the neighborhoods and the Brims for sure coexist up there. Now the 6 Deuces are heavily beefing with the Hoovers, the 5 Deuces and the 5 9s. All Brim sets is gonna be beefing with all Hoover sets. And there used to be a 5-9 Brim in this section as well, but we know today that's 5-9 Hoover. Just south the gates, they also beefing with the 6-7s and the Menlos. And overall, the Brims is gonna be beefing with everything from the 30s to the 100s, as well as East Side neighborhood sets like East Coast. Now, we did a video a couple months back when the peace talks was in the air between the Hoovers, the gangsters, and the neighborhood Crips. In that video, we spoke about the Brims not moving off their position since they really had no incentive to stop beefing with the neighborhoods or the Hoovers since they beefing with both of them. They're one of few hoods that are completely in the middle. And shout out my people from 6 Deuce, man. Y'all know who you is. When I spoke to the homie recently about that same topic, he said it's up. There is no room for any peace treating with any of these hoods. So that's just what it is. There's a lot of stuff that's still going on in this area. And we're going to break down what's been popping between the neighborhoods as well as the Hoovers with the Brims.
How you ever had them niggas hit the corner? How you ever stack the shit from was was on your day? How you ever think that I was like 2 in the morning? How you ever pull it up and you knew that you wanted it? Yeah. How you ever sit around so you knew they didn't want it? Yeah.
Now we're going to speak on the time when the 6 Deuce Brims and the 5-1 Trouble Gangsta Crips did link up together to press play on some neighborhood Crips. The 6 Deuces and the 5-1s were cool at one time. But recently we know the Brims have been talked about because of the situation that happened with one of their members, Hito, off of 92nd and Western. Now Hito was caught with a female who's an associate or an affiliate of Brims. We see her hanging out with a lot of dudes from these West Side Brim sets. And I heard her people and some factors from the Brims. Now, I don't know if she's an official member or part of the FHN, but nonetheless, she will be considered somebody from Brims.
Whiskey.
Now, everybody saw
they pulled up on the wrong one.
I know came up to Hito and the female, banged on them, asking them if they was from Brims while dissing at the same time. Hito turned it down. The female turned it down initially on camera, and it was a bad look for Hito.
Yeah, I'm you ain't from Rams. You ain't from Rams, bro.
No, sir.
You on your phone? You ain't from Rams? What's that paw on your face?
Oh, yeah.
You got a paw.
Cut off from Snooping?
You got a dead paw.
One of the dead homies, nigga. Fuck Snooping, nigga on the hood. Dead homies.
Now, what a lot of people may not know about is the situation that transpired after the camera turned off.
Just like Who's Who. You shouldn't have did. It wasn't on camera.
This time.
You got caught.
The female there
You
in the
shouldn't have did it.
9 knows
You just shouldn't have did it.
Car because the female had a
He
face
said,
card.
no burner.
People know.
Boy,
That's why they got
wait till they get close to the car.
They already
Then
knew what was
slam
going
that door open.
It's
Bah!
that he don't dip down.
Yep,
on the
niggas get
female.
back when you kick that door open.
And
And then just break.
Bought some female.
They already know who you is.
To catch a fade with that female, who, like I said, is a Brim affiliate. It said that
With a
female
phone in his hand.
took the fade from the 9-0 females and ended up whooping on the 9-0 females as well. So seemingly she ended up doing what she was supposed to do. I don't know if she had much of a choice. Her whip was there. So at some point she had to face the shit. But it said Hito peeled out on her. Now, as of this time, we know Hito has faced his DP. And it said that it was extensive and thorough. But it was just a
Extensive and
look
thorough.
overall for how he represented. And Hito is a for sure member from HPB. And we know HPB is known for not only putting in work, but they are known for them flock teams. Hito was a part of a 31-man indictment that alleged members from Brims and other sets was targeting elderly and Asian people in a burglary ring across LA County.
Damn.
Now, Hito, whose real name is DeMonte Sears, went down on this 93-count indictment. And we know flocking has been very popular in the city over the last 15, 20 years with targeting celebrity houses. It said 8 of the defendants on this case was the ones responsible for targeting Rihanna crib, Robert Woods from the Rams crib, and Yasiel Puig from the Dodgers. And there was allegations about that dude that killed that 81-year-old lady in Beverly Hills. She was a wife of a music executive. They said he was from Rams as well. That happened back in 2021, and he ended up taking 150 years on that. But Hito was known in this section way before all those events had transpired with the Rams. And Hito was involved in that as well. But Hito was known in this section way before that time. And him and his people was involved in a tragic event that did take place at Harvard Park in 2012.
Don't trust bitches cause they be acting tricky. Don't like tell them to come and give me Got my pole just so I keep it with me. I just packed that stove but for another 50
Now, September 25th, 2012, it said that a 19-year-old named Patrick Carruthers, who was Hito's big brother, was a volunteer up at Harvard Park. He was 19 at the time, and his family has said that he overcame learning disabilities and ended up finishing high school, getting himself into LA Trade Tech, and was volunteering at the park. Not a gang member, a true innocent kid in the neighborhood. It said that he had on either some burgundy or red color attire while he was sitting on the bench at 3 p.m. in Harvard Park. It said that somebody jumped out on 62nd and ended up killing Hito's big brother right here, seemingly for no reason.
Damn.
And he seemingly was unsuspecting of it due to the fact that he had on headphones at the time when these events transpired.
Damn.
Now, it said after they killed him, they jumped back in the car, heading west on 62nd and south on Dinker. And as you can imagine, this was a tragic event in Hito's life.
Damn.
And like most people, stuff like this is what pushes people over the edge deeper into this street shit. So this is why it kind of looked even worse for Hito. He's not new to this shit. You know what I'm saying? He didn't just jump off the porch. But the key thing is, even though the Brims beef with all the neighborhoods, them and the 9-0s are nowhere near each other. It's no real reports of the 9-0s
How
and
you
the
know it was
Brims
there?
going back and forth with gunplay like the Brims in the 60s or the Hoovers or the Menlos. There was even a time where it said that a member named Pancho sadly lost his life in the 50s by somebody from Block. So that's an account where the Brims and the Blocks have an issue. But like I said, I don't know if there's any real beef or tension with the gunplay between the 9-0s and the Brims. So this situation really would have just resulted in a fade for Hito.
Yeah.
And he should have just got out the car and took it. But regardless of this incident, we know the Brims are somewhat selective in the people that they put on in their section. And they've always been known to have reputable homies coming out of their set. We know they exist in San Diego, New York, New Jersey, St. Louis. The Brims hold a heavy reputation. And it said that while the county is on a downtrend in terms of murders, Harvard Park is on the uptrend when it comes to the homicide rate, especially with
right by
African
Slauson.
Now we know Florencia also occupies this area. And blacks and browns still make up 66% of the residency over here in
I know
Park.
That's what I
Florence
said.
is really going at it with 18th Street in this area. I'm gonna keep it real. They're not beefing with the 6-0s, the 8-trays, or the brims. They beefing with 18th street villains. So the murders are really concentrated between the black community in this section. But we gotta rewind the clock back to October 2016. Now 2016 was definitely one of the hottest years for the brims. But at this time, we seen them in the 5-1 Troubles pull a tag team move.
Wait, hold up. I gotta back up. Oh boy, the dark skinned dude, the rapper dude.
This area,
hold on.
And it said that blacks and browns still make up 66% of the residency.
I was in the county jail with this nigga. Him right here.
Is really
wait, hold on.
18th Street in this area.
Him right there, but they gonna show him again. I gotta catch it.
Or the brims.
I know him for sure.
Street villains.
I was in the county jail.
So the murders are really concentrated between the black community in this section.
Hold on, man.
But we gotta rewind back.
Him right here. Him right here. I was in the county jail with him. I don't know what his name is from Brims. Really don't even matter. It is a true story. I was on my way to get transferred over there where Brick Baby was. And I had just got back from court and they was telling me that I was finna make the bus line to go to Supermax or whatever it was. So I said, bam, okay, cool. So they had me in this tank. And in this tank, it was a gang of East Coasters, right? So like I said, like my sleeves is like this. So I'm walking in there, I got a gang of red shit on me. So then I had the red dreads. So I bail up in there, woo. They like, what's up, cuz? What's up, hood? Where you from? I said, I'm from Inglewood, Queens. They was like, oh, you ain't from Swans? I was like, nah. I said, I'm from Inglewood. They're like, you sure you ain't from Swans? I said, man, I just said I'm from Inglewood. They was like, oh, all right. And then I said, where's my tank at? Woo. So my tank was right across from them. So bam. I go up in there. Them niggas was in there deep. I'm talking about insane niggas. I found out later on as they kept banging and shit like that. It was insanes in there. It was East Coasters. It was all type of shit, right? So look, this how I meet this nigga, right? This nigga look exactly the same, but he just had a little afro. And I remember you could tell he was in there a little bit because he was kind of yoked up when he came. But this what happened. So then he come in on a case with his homies. It's about like 5, 6 of them, at least 6 of them, at least. And they all from Brims, but it's one nigga from Anthers Park. Oh my mama. I told you, across the way, they was deep. It was Insanes and East Coasters. When nobody beefing with no Inglewood. I don't know why, but it wasn't like that. So I'm sitting there, bam. So they come up in there and they peep all them niggas deep up in there. And this nigga right here with the fro, he took his shirt off just like this. He had his shirt already tucked in. He was looking real nice. He had his pants up, you know what I mean? Like a clean blood nigga. I knew he was a blood before he said it. So the nigga had his little afro and shit. He had his little pick and shit. He was like, who up in here? And he just started taking off his shirt politely, like brand new with the brand new pants and just folded it up nice and like hug it and just start hanging it while he talking to niggas with the green bag. I was like, oh no, homie turned up. Little homie turned up. And then what they didn't know was the niggas that was with him is just listening while he doing the talking. This nigga right here doing all the talking. So then he was like, so yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. We got a homie from Anthers. This how it's gonna go. If y'all deep up in here, go ahead. He a big nigga. Y'all get the big niggas. And y'all go ahead and get that shit out the way. And then the rest of them, if y'all still hot, nigga, we catching the phase. We the Brims. And then the niggas was like, all right, come up in here, cuz. He was like, back the fuck up. Niggas wolfing, niggas doing all the shit. Nigga was like, just like I said, nigga, just back up and spread. I ain't finna walk in, excuse me, nigga. Move away for us. We're finna come in here. Don't trip. We come in. But move around, nigga. We need to get in. Stop blocking us from getting in. And that's how they did. They walked up in there. Niggas was looking at them. They was looking at them. Everybody holding their bag. Everybody had their shirts off. Everybody started tucking in their shirt. Everybody started tucking in their pants. Oh, my mama. And then at this part, nigga, he had to take off his glasses. Kind of tall, nigga. I don't know if that was GB or GM. I don't know. But I know he's from Anthers, and he was the only one. He was a gang of East Coast. I'm talking grip. He would have got slaughtered.
But it would have been get back. He would have got slaughtered though. They was deep. Big niggas too. They was young big niggas. So then they orchestrated like, all right, he finna get on woo woo. So the first nigga he get down with from East Coast was a tall nigga. I think his name was like C-Bear, C-Bop, C something. So they was like, get him C something. So then he get down low, whoop, like them tall niggas do. He got down low and just boop, bop, boop. They just start locking. Then they backed up again, reset, boop, bop, boop, bop. It wasn't no, it was squabbling for real. So bam. So then big nigga talking about his hand hurt or he probably broke some or something else, whatever. They was like, oh, cuz go one more round. So I ain't gonna lie, the nigga said shit was fucked up, but they made him go another round. The nigga got with him. Then it was another nigga. And after his 2 fades, he took probably 2 rounds apiece. And it was 2 rounds apiece of 2 fades. I seen him. And after that, this nigga was the very next one that got down with a nigga. You ready? You ready? Come on. And niggas was thundering. Nobody was dropping, but niggas was thundering. Then he was like, all right, woo, my name, woo, next man. Woo, yeah, oh my mama. Oh, them niggas squabbled. And did not get caught by no police. I seen him do it. That's why I said, man, all I got, because I've never watched YouTube and shit like this. This is my first time. But this nigga, this rapper nigga, yes. The East Coast was gonna tear that end of the niggas up. They was big, young, and you could tell they been in there for a couple of years. You know how niggas be all super puffy, all them soups and rice they be eating and shit, peanut butter and all that. They don't miss no meals and they buffing. You can tell how they is though. On their way to prison body ass niggas, like how I pump up big before I'm eating. I already know I'm gonna be here, nigga. I'm gotta be looking for everybody. They looking for us. So shit, but that's how they ran it. And everybody caught these little whoopies. That nigga made it go down. For that nigga from Anthony, for him to be from Brims, it was a gang of them. Like he said, it was on a case. And this was about 2019, 20, when I seen Brick Baby. Yep. This was way before. Brick Baby been telling since 2015, allegedly. You feel me? But the paperwork say it was. I didn't see Brick Baby till like 1920 in county jail. And that's what I said. I seen the whole shit. Then they was hollering at me, hey, what's up, big homie? Woo. And I told them where I was from. They was like, all right, for sure. And then we just started talking about regular shit. And then everybody just looking at each other and shit like that. But it was just regular business. After they caught the phase, nigga, they was just chilling, waiting for their next bus, like just like me. My mama. That's why I said I had to stop this. I know this guy. I said I ain't never seen him on YouTube before. I don't know what he do, what he does, how I do. But I bet you he know the nigga with the red dreads. For real.
Well, October 2016. Now, 2016 was definitely one of the hottest years for the Brims. But at this time, we seen them in the 5-1 Troubles pull a tag team move looking for the Harlems. So on October 4th, 2016, it said that John Patrick and Ronald Collins, who are brothers, was kicking it at a female house named Kenyatta Lloyd. Now, John Patrick is from 5-1 and Collins is from 6 Deuce Brims. Collins had his homies from 6 Deuce over there, James Hill and Bernard Smith as well. It said they was drinking over at Lloyd House chilling, and Lloyd had a rental car. Now, the key thing we have to remember, the 5-1s and the Brims, they share the same enemies, of course, aside from those. So everything was cool over here with them all kicking. Now, they said they drank until about 10 or 11, and John Patrick ended up taking a rental car, and everybody loaded up to get some more drink. Now, they came back to Lloyd's crib, and they started sipping again till about 2 a.m. Now, Patrick tell Lloyd, let me take the whip, take the homies home. I'm going to bring the rental car back to you tomorrow. She said it's cool. Later on down the line, she goes on to say she didn't see them hatching a plan, nothing funny at all. Everything was cool. They peeled out from her house at 2 a.m. Police get a call at 2:22 from somebody who said they was just assaulted on King and Normandy. Now, we know King and Normandy is the borderline between the Harlems and the 40s, but going this far up Normandy, they was looking for the 30s. Now, when police at the intersection of King and Normandy, they hear 4 to 7 shots and seen a burgundy SUV creeping down King, making a right turn, going south on Normandy. Now, when the SUV get past them, they said they see 28-year-old Demond Jones laying on the floor with 4 gunshot wounds to his body. Now, at this time, they ended up following the SUV down Normandy till about 42nd. It said that at 42nd, the SUV took off and crashed on 47th. Now, when it crashed, they bought the bird out, and everybody in the car scattered. It said that
As they
Patrick
should.
Hill and Smith were
they
seen
scattered.
getting out the
As they
car,
should.
and the chopper had the heat sensor out, and they set up a perimeter and ended up gaffling Smith and Hill. Now, it said later that day, they grabbed John Patrick. Now, that right there, that's almost a telltale sign. I'm going to keep it real. To go down later that day, 2 of your homies had already went down. You didn't go down with them. The police is not pulling fingerprints in a day. They got to process the murder scene. They got to take the car. The fingerprints is not popping up, and you're not getting nabbed in the first day. Really, only 2 things can happen. Either you are identified at 3 in the morning running from the car, which is highly unlikely.
Yeah, it's dark as fuck.
Unless the folks know you in this section and say, that's Whoop-de-Whoop at 3 a.m. and we gonna get them later. I seen them running. Or the 2 people that went down and said who they was with.
Real
now,
shit.
I can't say that they did that, but I done seen this situation happen before. And it's like, how did you catch me in the same day? But that's neither here nor there, because he goes down anyway, and it said that the helicopter only picked up 3 people. Mind you, I told you there was 4.
Hit that like button,
Collins
subscribe if you ain't
that
subscribed.
had peeled out from Lloyd House that night. Even with the heat sensor, the helicopter only picks up 3. At the scene of the crash, police pick up a .38, which was matched to the bullets that was used to kill Demond, and now 3 of these dudes sitting down for the body. Now, surveillance camera footage caught the burgundy SUV on Normandy and King, and it showed a hand pop out the passenger side window and start letting off. And it said that it also caught the person from the passenger side wearing a white tank top. John Patrick also had on the white tank top when he jumped out after the crash. So, of course, the folks felt like they was close to having a man. But the next day, October 5th, Patrick is on the jail call with his mom and tells his mom that Collins was with him. Collins didn't go down. He didn't get picked up by the heat sensor. He dodged the perimeter. Why are we even talking about Collins? Mind you, Patrick and Collins are brothers.
Man.
So his mama know Collins. Say Collins was with him. The next day,
His
October
mama know
6th,
Collins.
Patrick on the phone with somebody named Tweet. And Tweet told Patrick, why y'all do that? Y'all killed an innocent. Patrick said he wasn't innocent. This is all on the jail call.
Wow.
About Demond Jones was a member. They got their man. It wasn't a mistake. But Demond Jones' father said that he had a disability. He said he had a bone disability, which made it hard for him to walk and really get around. Now, I don't know what he was doing outside at 2 in the morning.
Yeah, that's kind of
with a
shaky.
condition like this.
They
But
just
his
knew him from
father
the
said that
hood.
His
He just-
murder was the
he know the
equivalent of
difference.
killing a little kid due to Demond Jones' disability. Now, back on October 5th, James Hill was also on the phone talking to his mom. His mom went on to say that she seen on the news that the police said there was only 3 people involved. And he replied, quote, so that means he got away, end quote. Insinuating Collins had got away because he knew there was 4 people in the car. And then on October 6th, Kenyatta Lloyd, the person who, again, rented this vehicle that they did this move in, she comes to visit Bernard Smith. And he goes on to tell her, Lil shot somebody. And he referred to Patrick as Lil. Smith went on to tell Lloyd that Patrick was in the passenger seat, Collins was driving the car, and him and Hill were in the back seat. He also told Lloyd to go report the SUV stolen. She did that
on the
and
phone.
that resulted in her filing a false police report.
On the
So of course we know she went on to take the stand and testify at trial. At trial, Patrick and Collins was trying to plead their case, trying to get
that's
all
the
the
rapper
phone
nigga I
calls and
know.
all that shit thrown
That's him
out.
for sure.
Everything
for sure.
everybody was talking
That's
about
his face for sure.
on them jail phones.
Whatever
and it
his
didn't
name
work.
is, that's him for
They
sure.
also had cell phone footage with pictures of them the night they was drinking at Lloyd House, dishing neighborhood and doing all kind of stuff, trying to prove to the jury that they went out to get somebody from Harlem. Now we know Harlem is not technically NHC, but the Brims deep with the 30s and they treat them just like they would any other neighborhood crib. But in all, Patrick and Collins were both charged with first-degree murder and second-degree murder, with Patrick being sentenced to 50 years to life, Collins being sentenced to 55 years to life for the murder of DeMond Jones over here off King and Normandy. Now, Bernard Smith is out already, and I believe James Hill is out too. But Patrick and Collins is still on that ride, man, as the driver and the passenger on the skid. Now, you know, as of this time, they fully fell out with the 5-1s. I don't think this situation had anything to do with that. I think it was mainly because the 5-1s got closer to the 5 Deuces. And we know Harvard Park and the Harvard Park boys was beefing with 5 Deuce and the 50 boys before they even formed over there across Slauson. This is something that's been going on between the beginning stages of Hoover and the Harvard Park boys since the 60s and the 70s. So it was only inevitable that with 5-1 getting closer to 5 Deuce, the 5-1s were going to fall out with the 6 Deuces, regardless of how.
I remember them Jays. I remember them Jays came out. Jump man.
But with that being October 2016, that situation happened because of multiple murders that had transpired earlier in the year. And that takes us to Kenneth Ken Dog Dirty. Now, I've heard multiple different aspects to what happened to Ken Dog, who was an OG over here from 6 Deuce Brims. He was killed on 62nd and Harvard, and this was the 4th murder at this corner that year. Now, I've heard accounts saying that the 5-9 Hoovers were involved in this murder, but some dudes from Fruittown who were also there when Ken Dog was killed ended up getting retaliation on Western and 42nd. Now, like I said, Ken Dog, a G homie from HPV. And on February 23rd, 2016, it said that he was sitting in his car over here on 62nd and Harvard, right by the park.
He triple OG.
Somebody came up and killed him. And as you can imagine,
double OG.
It sent the Brims up.
When he died, he was double OG.
Stretch from Fruittown
50
and G Telly from Fruittown were both involved in the situation that took somebody out.
He kind of looked like YG.
Homie being hit on 62nd. Now, Baby Stretch is that dude that we seen on Street TV. Correct me if I'm wrong. Jamar Wilson. And G Telly is Montel Egan's, also a part of Yard Down Music, the record label that the Brims had, that Baby Stretch and Lil Stretch had spoke about on Street TV.
Yeah, no good. Used to be talking about Yard Down Production.
There's a kind of symmetry.
And he used to draw pictures because he wanted to do the logo for Yard Down. And then I even drew one and sent it in. They said they was going to pay us if they liked the logo. We never got back to us though.
On Friday, February 26th at about midnight.
Now, it said that 3 days after Ken Dog was killed, they was holding a vigil when somebody got a call.
He got some facts.
Jermaine Williams
got some facts.
was up at that Buffalo Wild Wings.
He got some low-key facts. I can vouch.
Now, I don't know why that Buffalo Wild Wings is very shady. That's just a no-go. So, I don't, just stay away from that.
He said somebody trying to set me up in that Buffalo Wild Wings.
That call, Wilson also received a message on his phone from one of his homies telling him to stand down. He didn't want Baby Stretch to be caught up in a revenge murder because he got too much to lose. Baby Stretch said he respected it, but clearly he wasn't hearing it, and he peeled over to that Buffalo Wild Wings anyways. Now, it said when they got over there, he met up with Montel Egan's because he knew Montel had the burner. So he goes in to the Buffalo Wild Wings to scout it out and make sure they man is inside, in which Jermaine Williams was inside with his girlfriend, Jade Ellison. After Williams and his girl finished eating Buffalo Wild Wings, they jumped into their BMW, being followed by Wilson and his white Infiniti, and they had a homie caravan named Ernest Reyes in a white truck. Now, they got up on Williams on Western and 42nd.
This nigga know
and
a whole lot.
Said they saw 7 shots.
I don't know if this is telling
out of the
telling the truth.
Going into the BMW, hitting Williams 4 times with the 40.
I don't even know how to take that.
Jermaine did previously stay on 48, But like I said, I've heard accounts of the 5'9" Hoovers being responsible for Kendall, so I can't say if Jermaine Williams, aka Strong, was from 40s or if he was from 5'9", but this did happen in the 40s. Now, with the eyewitness to this whole situation, of course, they pointed out the white Infinity, and Baby Stretch instantly became a target. Now, when Baby Stretch went down, G Telly was already down. For what? I don't know. But they ended up putting both of these dudes in a cell together, and Baby Stretch was expressing some of his worries about the case to Egan's. He said he was telling Egan's that the police had X amount of evidence and this, and that. And Egan's telling them, like, yo, stop talking. They're just trying to scare you. So he really just wanted Baby Stretch to shut up. But they pulled Baby Stretch out of the cell, set him down in that room, and he made some statements. He threw Egan's under the bus, saying that Egan's fired the weapon at Williams' car. Now, this came after he denied having the white Infinity, but his girlfriend told the police that he did actually own a white Infinity. So then he recanted that statement, ended up to admitting having a white Infinity, where he initially said that he loaned it to Egan's. Egan's is the one that slid up the Buffalo Wild Wings, busted on Williams, and he said that he got rid of the car because it was used in a murder. Baby started doing too much talking.
What did you tell him that for?
At the scene when Kid Dog had got killed, and really just sold itself up in the motive.
Hit that like button, subscribe if you ain't subscribed.
And we're trying to throw Egan's under the bus. It seemed like everything backfired because Egan's is not in CDC, and Baby Stretch was sentenced to 32 years of life for this situation, man. And the crazy part about it is Jermaine Williams had a daughter that was born a day after he was killed over here on 42nd and West. But I can't say if he was officially named as a suspect or the assailant in killing Ken Dog, but the Brims were set on the fact that he had some type of involvement. And there we see a connection between Fruittown and Harvard Park putting in work together. Now, mind you, Ken Dog had got killed on February 23rd. Jermaine Williams was killed February 26th. February 29th, we back in Harvard Park, where another 6 Deuce member was getting cracking. I'm telling you, they went up for their G home. It said February 29, 2016, Deontay Ruffin was going over to his grandmother's house with his female and one of their homies in the car. It said he jumps out on 57 in the 5-5s where he stayed. He stayed between 57th and 58th and Dinker. He jumps out, runs into the crib, hops back in the car. At this time, 18-year-old Victor Weathers from Brims pulls up in a silver car and blocks their car off. It said that Weathers jumps out, walks up to 24-year-old Deontay Ruffin, shooting him 3 times in the chest and killing him right here on 57, marking the 3rd murder involving the Brims in 6 days. Now, the key thing that we always see, man, everybody say he wasn't affiliated, he wasn't this, he wasn't this, he was an innocent. Some people actually are innocent. But when niggas put that leg work in and start uncovering shit, it just is what it is. As we see right here, Deontay Ruffin stayed on Dinker. We're not gonna put the whole shit out, but he stayed on Dinker at 57. Look at his email. Young Hoodster in the 50s. That's a neighborhood crip email. Now, we're not here to put jackets on just about anybody, but
you told on yourself
evidence like this, that this dude was starting to become an affiliate, or he was a full-fledged member of the Rolling 50s, whether it be 5'5", 5'7", or 5'8". 24 years old. Withers was 18 at the time. Now, I'm not saying any murder is justifiable, but when you signed up for this game, these are the rules and the repercussions that come behind it. You know, it's a lot of people that come out here playing, and they people not knowing that they jumped off the porch in the streets. But nonetheless, Withers was convicted of 25 years of life for this murder on Deontay Ruffin. Further solidifying why the LA Times says this area is the #1 worst area.
That's that picture of the screen of the COs
of Los Angeles.
That was a CO page.
Now, that was February 2016. We got to go to January 2016 when the B&Gs got cracked.
Take a close look at the left side of your screen. This security video shows a moment 21-year-old Garrick Michael Thomas crosses the street and a vehicle begins to follow him. Police say seconds later, the passenger jumps out of the car and opens fire.
Now, January 25th, 2016, Marquise Joseph and his big homie, Gregory Bradley, were rolling through their hood, 54th 9th Ave. That's B&G hood, and I would say the middle of their hood. I know Arlington and 54th is really the middle. Shout out Fishtown, one of the best fish spots in the city. I don't know if they still
I ain't never been there.
I love that spot, but that's the middle of their hood, 54th, 9th Ave, Arlington, all around here. While they rolling around, it said that Garrick Thomas
I ain't never
is
been
on
there.
the phone with his mother walking to the liquor store. Surveillance video shows a silver convertible pull up on 54th, and the eyewitness states that they saw a man walk up to Garrick Thomas and fire 3 to 5 shots, putting his hands back in his pocket and walking back down 9th Ave. And then surveillance video catches the silver convertible going north on 10th Ave. Now, they was on one this night. It seemed like they was just rolling around. When they seen Garrett, they was about to make a left turn. But as soon as they seen them crossing the street, they hooked the right and seemingly got up on them. Now, I don't know if words changed, if they banged on them, but this area is a hot spot. It's not
Or they
far
knew
from
'em.
Crenshaw High. And we know
That stuff don't be
10th
on
Ave
accident.
is one of the main blocks for the 6-0s. Even though it's closer to 10th Ave and Hyde Park, we still on 10th
Hit that
Ave.
like button, subscribe if you
It
ain't
said that
subscribed.
Thomas was shot with a .357 or a .38 in the head over here and died on the scene. And on March
In the
9th,
head?
2016, Marquise Joseph, aka Tiny Mad from B&G, went down on an unrelated case.
Tiny Mad.
Now, when he went
Tiny
down on
Mad.
this unrelated
Tiny
case,
Mad.
they
I know
found
Tiny
a cell
Mad.
phone.
Tiny Mad is he mixed. He not Puerto Rican and black. He's Samoan and black. Tiny Mad from B&G. Yep, that was my celly in CMC. Yep. That nigga was in there for a long time. I don't know if he went home though. I don't even know if he had life. It was so long ago. But yeah, Tiny Mad was my celly. He's Samoan and black. Never missed store. And the nigga damn near walk on his tippy toes. And the worst thing about it was that nigga used to like to wear the Reeboks. He used to always get the white fuzzy Reeboks. I'd be like, man, them the girl shoes. He'd be like, man, they make my feet feel good. And when he walked with a bounce, like he almost on his tippy toes. But that nigga he's stocky like a Samoan though. You could tell he black, but his hair like curled up, like he got an S curl and all that. Yeah, I know Tiny Mad from B&G. Here's my celly in CMC East on my mama. Before Munchie was my celly on my mama.
And when they ran the cell phone info, they found that on the day of the murder of Garrick Thomas, this cell phone was pinging on the tower next to it, and they called Gregory Bradley, whose cell phone also pinged on the tower next to the murder of Garrick Thomas. And it was also noted that Bradley had rented a silver convertible January 19th and returned it January 26th, a day after Garrick Thomas's murder. But that seemingly wasn't enough to hold Marquise. They released him on those unrelated charges, and he's back on the streets. Mind you, this is 2016. Hella murders was going down between Fruittown, Harbor Park, and B&G on their enemies. But
yeah, that park right there, off of 54th, a little one street down from Western, nigga, Western, and the Cribs be there. That park and all the way back to Crenshaw, that is the V&Gs. I remember one day, me and my little brother, my dad used to send us to those bogus ass stores and shit while we had to go to church on Western and 54th. It's a church. It's still a church over there. It's a laundromat. It used to be a Winchell's. Now it's a laundromat in that little parking structure. It used to be a dental place before the Winchell's. It was a dental place, then it was Winchell's, then it turned to the laundromat. That's how old I am. So nigga, my dad used to tell us to go to the liquor store. Now mind you, I just moved to Inglewood. So now I'm at the what is it, like 5th grade-ish, 6th grade-ish. My dad sending me on missions, trying to have me be a grown man, what a lot of y'all don't let y'all kids do today. Y'all don't tell them walk to the store and come back or I'm gonna whoop your ass. You don't tell them that. And if you do, they don't believe you gonna do it. So, yeah,
we smashed to the liquor store. And I never forget, like I said, I moved over there with the Bloods. So I seen youngster. Everywhere was V&G youngster, V&G youngster, V&G youngster. So I'm reading the shit, like I said, you know what I mean? I'm fresh to the whole gang culture and all that. Nigga, I'm fresh out my mama house, you feel me? Man, I'm a baby. All I know is the house and coming outside and meeting the fellas. And the fellas was wearing red, like a stop sign on my mama every day. So we go. And I remember this dude, he hopped out this little small apartment building. It's like a small little walkway, and they got quick apartments. Some apartments be on top of the little like say it's a barbershop downstairs. It'll be people living up top, and then it's a little door to where the people from the top is just a black gate door where they can see out. You can't see in, but you know what I mean. People could slide on you like that. So that's how he slid on me, on my mama. Look, so I don't know what I was wearing, but I didn't never wear church clothes. So, and I wore long white t-shirts because jagged edge, all them, that was my era. So, yeah, he'd pop out on me. He's like, what's up, blood? Where you from? I was like, man, I ain't from nowhere. He's like, where you live? I said, in Inglewood. He said, nigga, you lying? I was like, nah, man, I live behind Inglewood High. Why, what's up? He was like, yeah, my name Youngblood. I was like, yeah, I seen your hit ups and all that. He was like, yeah, that's me. I was trying to pop a whoop-de-whoop. I was like, oh, for sure. He's like, what you doing over here? I was like, oh, my peoples go to the church and stuff. This my little brother and shit like that. And he was like, all right, for sure, homie. You know, now that I know who you is, you know what I mean? Do your thing, young homie. Hey, just stay out the way. These streets over here is dangerous. I was like, all right, for sure, dog. That's how I met Youngster from V&G on my mama. That nigga was popping out. I forgot who else used to be over there. I want to say Active, but I don't want to lie. Because when he put his name, yeah, it was Active. Because when he wrote his name, it was the AK, but he wrote the A upside down. Yeah, every time. So it was Youngster and a nigga named Active from V&G. And that's why I said I don't know what his name was. But now that I think about it, he said Active and his A was upside down. So yeah. And like I said, I was just picking up on this shit. But them niggas used to hit the fuck up like all the time. And then on Sundays, they be out there. It's a small ass park. But they used to tell me, do not get caught in the hood bathrooms at night after dark. They said that's where niggas get smoked. I was like, oh, for sure that. But every time my dad sent me McDonald's or whatever, he was on Western 54th. But if I had to go to that liquor store, I would always see them niggas posted at that park. And I used to think like, damn, my cousins is right down the street on Slauson and Fifth Ave. And these they worst enemies, but I never said nothing though, you know what I mean? Like, I was just like, damn, these niggas so close by each other, they can get cracking on each other whenever they feel like it. They all out here.
Until the next year, April 6, 2017, where it said he was in the car with Derek Beeman, who was also from B&G, Stephanie Doty, who was allegedly from BPS, and another one of their homes. Now it said they ride down Crenshaw and they stop at 74th to get some blunts from the liquor store. Now 74th and Crenshaw technically is gonna be an Inglewood family hood. But just past Florence is the 6-0s. This is not something unusual for members to do. This is what Hito should have did. Going to another blood area. You don't stop in the 9-0s. You stop in the area that's somewhat friendly to you. He could have stopped in the Inglewood families, the Avenue Parus. He could have went all the way up Western, back to his hood potentially. Because anything down Western from the Brims, past the A-Trace is going to be a no-go zone. Because it's all neighborhood. But nonetheless, these guys pulled up to 74. Now, I don't know what happened if somebody recognized these individuals, but it said that Juan Ingram and Joshua Pippin are standing outside this liquor store when two men come up to them and ask them if they know anybody from 6-0. Now, that's how Joshua Pippin presented the question when he was on the stand saying if they knew somebody from 6-0, not are they from 6-0.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, Juan Ingram says, yes, I do know people from 6-0. And at this point, he gets banged out right here in front of the store. And it said after this, two men fled in a white vehicle. Now, an eyewitness saw the white vehicle and said there was about 5 people in the vehicle.
Damn.
And they had the license plate. The car came back to Stephanie Doty from BPS. Now, the day before the shooting, this white car did get pulled over with Beeman driving. So police already knew what to look for. They found the car the next day, April 7th, after the murder, with Stephanie Doty driving it. And they found Tiny Mad's job identification in the whip as well.
Damn.
Now it said Ingram was hit with the same type of gun that Garrett Thomas was hit with, a 38 or a 357. No shell casings were left on the scene. And after they found Tiny Mad's identification in the whip, they hop on his social media and figure out he caught a bus to Oklahoma and was out of there. Now they ended up catching him in Oklahoma, bringing him back to LA, where he threw him off and tried to say his name was Lil Avenue Red, and he wasn't Tiny Mad. And they end up hitting him with the Perkins and throwing him in the cell with a confidential informant. Now the crazy thing is, this dude wasn't laced properly, or he was just on one. The confidential.
This dude right here. Y'all remember this dude right here? I've been waiting for them to show him again. Y'all remember him? Y'all don't remember him around last summer? They had the rest in peace shirts for this nigga. This nigga right here from Brands. Y'all remember when they had the rest in peace shirts and it went viral when Normandy Universe or Metaverse or whatever it is? Yeah, he had him on there. He was a rest in peace shirt. This dude right here. About last summer, I remember squirreling through. I was like, who is this? Because it was a gang of red and shit. And they had him on a t-shirt. This dude right here was on a shirt from VNs last summer. Forgot his name. But he was on a Normandy Metaverse. For sure, he out of here.
That he was from East Coast. Now I know the Brims and the East Coast are pretty close to each other, closer than the Brims and the 9-0s. This situation is kind of like Wahito and 9-0. Even though it's no active beef, there's no reason to be talking to this dude. He's still from neighborhood Crip, especially in the county. The Perkins said he from East Coast, and he said he heard B&G had a lot of young homies putting in work. Tiny Man replies, yes, we do, and I'm one of them. And at this point, he goes on to talk about the murders of both Ingram and Garrett. He said that his big homie Gregory Bradley was with him on that murder of Garrett Thomas, and he not gonna snitch, so he ain't got nothing to worry about. He said he got rid of the gun. It was a revolver. He told the informant he got rid of it, and he told the informant about the silver convertible that they did to him on Garrett. But when they went to trial, it was all over anyways, man. He didn't even need the Perkins because Stephanie Doty took the stand on him. Now, it's alleged that she was from BPS, but at the time that she hopped on the stand,
she was not.
She said she had debriefed and was no longer gangbanging. And went to place everybody in the car, from Tiny Mad to Beeman, who was her cousin from D&G, and the driver. She said Tiny Mad is the one that came back to the car with the gun, insinuating that he did the shooting, and she went on to help the people convict Tiny Mad of 2 counts of second-degree murder. So as we can see, the Brims, of course, everybody
why you got a
in the
picture
city
of Tiny
knows
Mad though?
But they get active. And like I said, even when the city's on the
Because I
downtrend
think
of murder,
his name is like
their situation still is on the uptrend. As we see, they lost the top homie over here by the name of KC, Deshaun Barley. Now, he was killed over here in the A trade.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about.
Normandy
This is the dude I was talking
at
about.
that AutoZone while he was trying to get stuff for his whip.
Yeah, that's it. Last summer.
I said it's just allegations that the Menlos are responsible for that. That was back in 2022. Now we've seen a lot of dudes
was that long ago?
to the Menlos kind of claim or take responsibility for it. But this situation has also caused the Brims to be press and play on the enemy.
him right there.
Like I said, KC was a top member
Yeah,
from the
KC,
section.
yeah.
And at this borderline, the Menlos are right here, just past the 7-1s. The 6-7s, the Menlos, rolling 70s are very close to this intersection, as well as the Hoovers, man. The 7-4 Hoovers are close over here as well. But either way, man, we got to say rest in peace to everybody that lost their life in all of the sections that we touch about. Not just the Brims, not just the Hoovers, not just the neighborhoods. Everybody, black, brown, white, whatever it is, man. We know how it goes down in the city. But to keep it real, stay out of Harbor Park, stay out the B&Gs, top 2 most dangerous areas in the city, man. This Rap News Street Politics. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Tap in with us on Instagram. We coming back with another one real soon, man. We out.
Hey, bleep, I got a pass.
Well, that's the end of my live. He said snitch like a motherfucker. I'm up out of here, man. Till later on today, man. I might post some other things, but make sure you like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy Neptune the Goon. Tap in me, Instagram BEE.HUSTLE_. And I'll hit you back. We out.